Ahoy, land lovers! Is me, your Captain Vasco speaking, and I welcome you to installment number 2 of 2023's Strong Week. As I mentioned a few times yesterday, since things have changed so much since the original Strong Weeks, uh, it's typically means that I do some before Strong Week proper and try to get that uploaded. What's funny is as recently as last year, I was like, "There's no way that's happening," and I'm like, "No, like I'll definitely get like these will be up this week. They might not be up like super early, but they'll be up this week." And then the remainder of Strong Week will happen at the end of Strong Week on Friday and Saturday, so that anyone who doesn't have this built into their phone calendar or their analog calendar, for those who still use them, uh, can still join in the fun and still also see what has transpired this weekend. It is currently Saturday, February the 4th, 2023. I'm pretty tired of this year, but that's a statement I can make pretty much at any point in any year. Been doing a lot of work to appreciate things more, and it really has been working for me. But at times like this, when I'm like actively dealing with depression, I don't know the correct terminology for that, but there's like depression is like always a thing for me, but like sometimes it's just like the bad mental model that exists, and then sometimes it's like, nah, I'm in your hood raising your realms. And in this case, the realms are any sense of positivity or optimism that a normal person might have is instead replaced with just like dread and despair to an irrational and endless degree. What an uplifting topic to start the stream on. There was some point to that, to mentioning that, and it's gone now. How did I let that happen? That's a real bummer. Hold on. There's got to be some way to bring that back to whatever purpose I had for bringing that up. No, it might be gone forever. In the meantime, I'm going to start this prediction that I set up. As I mentioned at the end of yesterday's stream, I'm in the mood to do some optional bosses. There seem to be many scattered throughout the Sky-Town of Basel, and for some reason, I don't want to jump right into the next chapter, and this is something I should do. So I'm going to start with the 20 minutes on the clock, and this will be... I have learned better than this, but I'm just going to put... The duration of this is the stream. And if we're at some cutoff point where it's not an obvious point to end the stream, it will be entirely my discretion as to whether I try to do one more or not. So keep that in mind when making your predictions over the next 20 minutes. Yeah. Oh, I see. I see what's happening. Not a problem. But yeah, gosh, golly, what was the thing? No, I guess I was just saying that I'm not feeling up. I don't know what I would put on the old prediction there for how many bosses will be tonight, because I would skew it low because only Doom exists. I want to talk at some point tonight about cutscenes in this game, because when I was getting set up, I was just like reminded of how absurd something is in this game, which is often the case when I revisit this game after a year has passed. But at the risk of talking for eternity, let's end eternity and begin the game. That's the Japanese name for the game. End of eternity. How many red hexes are there? Enough that I could do 7 of them, in theory. I've been doing them throughout this playthrough, which has now spanned like 3 years or something. Maybe 4? I think 3. Weird that that's doing that. It's fine. You are dealing with imperfect information, and thus you should wager your points accordingly. I'm gonna check. I think there was at least one on level 5 that is undone. Not done? Undone feels inappropriate. False. We've done all the ones on floor 5. I thought there was one. So, I don't believe there are any boss scores above level 5. The next thing to do will be to go down and check the next level. I feel like there's at least one on level 6 that I've tried during this run that I was not ready for. I mean, maybe I just didn't try this one, but I think that I did. Let's see. I considered adding some hexing to this stream, but with the addition of the prediction, we're just gonna try and get the hexes done, and then go from there. Now, I don't think it's likely I'll clear all the ones on the whole world map. Ah, good old Screwtop. Let's see. This is a small arena to fight a guy like Screwtop. He's not, like, super strong, especially at level 52. He's kind of on par with some of the, like, random encounters we've been dealing with yesterday. Cool. If anyone can figure out what that unfinished train of thought was from before that led to me getting depressing about depression, let me know. I'll finish that thought if I can figure out what it was. For now, I'm gonna shoot guns at Screwtop. I'm always wary about, like, I always want to, like, tweet when I go live and, like, mention stuff like Strong Week, but it's like, I just constantly want to talk about guns, because it is a game where one gun as verb repeatedly, and yet it's 2023 and it's tough to do that, so I always have to, like, word stuff very carefully. For a brief second there, I was like, is it possible that I didn't switch off grenades after doing something at the end of yesterday's stream? I feel like he just did the introduction of Salt and Peppa's Push It. Which is, in fact, the same noise I make when I get hit by 2 gun spiders. Yeah, I think this is what I want to do. Go really far to one side, and then, like, cut back across. You know, big enemies are right next to me, because I'm concerned I will run into them like a wall. And sometimes I'm right, but it's hard to know. What is that he has on his fingers? Are those, like, giant, empty gun shells? It's unclear to me what those are. Alright, here's a mini game. Do you think I can jump over Screwtop? I can't. I grouped 1 and 2 as options for the how many enemies will we complete poll together, under the assumption that even I should be able to beat 1 at this point in the game. That may not be true. I sure hope it is. We seem to be in good shape, but, like, I don't know. Hey, pal. Look at all his limbs. I said all of them. I said all the eggs and bacon you have. Think you misheard me, Screwtop. Hey, hero gauge up! I have 1 more bezel that I, like, definitely need. Alright, so basically we haven't moved the needle on the prediction chart yet. That's pretty much as working as intended. Down to the next floor. I don't know. Hey, Miss Toasty. Somehow you've already missed the boss fight, but it's one I'm probably over-leveled for. You are still in time to wager some channel points on the poll if you'd like. How are you doing today? I think it's just pipes on his fingers. It's just a weird thing to do. They don't look like they're part of the fingers. They look like they're put... It looks like he has a bunch of, like, metal finger traps on his fingertips, which just seems like a weird thing to do. Le Chit-Chat Noir is an extremely weird location in this game. It's the location for, like, 1 cutscene, and, like, basically nothing of importance happens there. Anything on this floor? No. There should be multiple on the next floor, I think. I think there's, like, 1 on the back and 1 on the right? No, just 1 on the right. Ah, I've already built to that boss square, so that one's probably a hard one. That should be good. Doing so-so, how am I doing? I mean, I'm doing okay considering. Everything is relative, you know? The depression switch being flipped always makes just all of life more difficult. So it's hard to say that I'm doing, like, especially well, but I could definitely be doing worse than I'm doing.
Let's not get too crazy.
Maybe someone tricked him into trying, like, 10 finger traps at once. That's like... Oh my god. Wait. Are all Mad Goliaths poison? Is this 3 poison golems? I do remember trying this now. They're all level 73, too. Yeah, that's pretty rough. Good thing I saved before coming down to this floor. It is important to save before trying this at home. Like, I hope that you understand this if you're trying to play this game. Because these optional boss squares are... They can range from anything to, like, trivially easy to, like, genuinely impossible. Because you can unlock them at a level that's, like, way higher than you. I really don't know... I mean, like, level math in this game is weird, because it's definitely not the case. Like, you have 3 characters of a certain level. So, like, my guys are, like, around level 70 now. So, like, you might think that, like, 3 level 73 enemies isn't, like, a huge deal. This is still gonna be pretty tough. It's, like, just kind of not how leveling in this game works. Okay, probably should target the one closest, so that I scratch him the mostest. Oh yeah, his walk cycle's, like, extremely broken. That feels familiar, too. Yeah, that's a lot, man. It's kind of a lot going on here. So I want this to be, like... Ugh, this looks like a hot mess. I'm like, move into it, and I'm already like, I'm still not sure I'm the correct level. Broke his gauge. That's cool. That actually worked the way I wanted it to. Ow. Oh, another thing I didn't mention yesterday when going over how poison damage works. Because poison damage is direct damage, if an enemy on the field does something to scratch your character and then you take a tick of poison damage, it immediately clears all the scratch damage, as though... The same way you use a machine gun to scratch an enemy and then, like, hit them with a pistol shot and clear all that health. The same thing happens to you, and it... I mean, it's a reaping versus sowing situation. Me sowing. Heck yeah, this rules. Me reaping. Whoa, WTF, this sucks. I think I want to target this guy and try to break his gauge. And then, honestly, I probably just want to try attack after that. Does that change where I want to position myself? I'm not, I don't know, is 3 points enough? Maybe I'm supposed to move in such a way... What do I want to target? To, like, try and take out. I mean, guy on the left seems like an obvious... I mean, he hasn't even taken that much damage. So, like, who's easiest to, like, deal with? Let's do this. And then I'm gonna have Zephyr cross? That seems to make sense. We'll try that. I'm not super optimistic. That didn't, like, do the thing. It would have been really funny if I got the gauge break on the second one. That camera definitely worked as intended. Oh, Lord. I mean... Here's a minigame. Can I jump over Mad Goliath? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure I can't do that. Do I lose all points or 1 point for that? I lose no point? I lose no points for that. Really? How have I never noticed that? Maybe because every time you do that, you're totally hosed, so there's not much point in continuing? That's still kind of interesting, though. So it counts the fact that you tried? So almost counts in grenades and horseshoes and resonance points? I'm gonna try it. It's not good. Now, Zephyr's fine. I don't know what you're talking about. Look, he has a whole, like, 20% of his raw hit points left and is poisoned. I don't know what the problem would be. It sure does seem like there's no way this works, huh? I mean, we're gonna try. We're already here. But, like, this is gonna be a mess. This game looks anime. This game is anime. To the point that I bothered to tag the stream anime, in case someone was looking for the weirdest possible video game on Twitch. Scratch damage full. Oh my god. It was, but he had so many limbs that it didn't, like, get him. They're just, like, part of the problem is that they're just, like, big McHuge. I mean, I should probably restart that, huh? Yeah, let's maybe retry at that point. At the time that they all got hit with the same bombshell and laser blast after all running into his leg halfway through a desperate try attack. Maybe at that point we start over. Maybe that's when we retry. Ahoy, Ditto. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Better than yesterday, maybe? Try some of your ammo. I'm not a coward. Which, I mean, like, I don't want to bother with it. I did it yesterday for, like, no reason against a boss I could, like, trivially beat. And then today I'm like, this super hard thing? Nah. Not doing that. Let's... I mean, there's really not another way. The only realistic alternative to doing, like, a triangle somewhere in this range would be to, like, have someone, like, run straight off to the side. Let's just tweak it a little bit, see what happens. They sure all want to attack Zephyr. Makes sense, but I kind of wish they wouldn't. I don't like, yeah, I don't like how that guy's moving. I don't feel like he did that last time. I mean, like, part of the issue here is that just by their raw size, so an enemy that is tall enough that you can't jump over it, and solid enough that you can't move it out of your way running in a straight line during a hero action, poses a logistical complication for trying to set up a tri-attack, especially, like, this isn't, like, a small battlefield, but, like, it's not huge considering the size of the enemies, and also there's, like, a big box in the middle that's actually surprisingly annoying. Her position is there, which is bad. And repositioning the triangle would also be bad. And because she got stopped halfway, now the tri-attack intersects the box. I'm gonna start over. I don't know why that guy on the right moves so much differently the second time. They're slow and don't move much. I mean, they should be. The second time, the guy on the right, like, booked it and ruined my hero action. It was only, like, the second turn. I don't think I did things, like, dramatically differently. Alright, I have an adjustment here. Is it something as simple as, like, targeting a different guy makes the guy on the right move differently? It feels like it shouldn't do that. Okay. We'll try this. I mean, it already feels like he's, like, not trying quite so hard to, like, book it over there. This middle guy is a hassle. Like, they just don't all want to cooperate with, like, the concept of me killing them. And I don't know why. It seems, like, really inconsiderate of them. Uh-huh. Most of the day with your partner. Holding your computer hostage right now playing Hi-Fi Rush. I haven't looked into it. I've heard of the game. I'm glad that there's entertainment to be had. So here's my thought, and I don't think it's a good thought. What if I just don't try to build even a medium-sized tri-attack and just set up triangles where I think I can do damage to them guys? So who do I want to target? I mean, I start closest to this guy, but then by the end, I'll be furthest away from him. Still gonna try it, I think. Cutting it close around the box, and any one of them moving could, like, ruin everything. I mean, the one most likely to ruin stuff is middle guy. If I focus fire on him, do I have a better chance of, like, gauge breaking him or something? Maybe? Okay, that didn't good at all. They're too big. Those mans are too big. Has anyone noticed how big these mans are? Like, I don't know what you're supposed to do about these big mans. They're very big mans. Alright, let's extrapolate even further on that theory. I mean, part of the problem is I just keep hitting armor, which is how they're designed, but, like, I'm even getting these, like, 6 scratch damage full shots that just, like, don't actually do anything, which is a little frustrating. Man, these are such big mans. That one couldn't have been a scratch damage full? Sure, that's, yeah. Choosing beggars, fine. I know it's kind of a weird angle, but I think what I want to do is try to have Basher cross and cross back, which is why I'm not trying to make, like, an actual triangle right now. So I think that will give me the most versatility in, like, setting up a triangle that doesn't suck. Like, something like this. So he wants to attack Zephyr. Leanne's already been attacked. Both of the others are focusing on Leanne. Handgun damage right now doesn't matter that much. I think I try to break the gauge of the one closest to Leanne. If he doesn't move in my way or attack her immediately. What happens when they run into the big man while running on the ground? Oh yeah, no, they super get stopped. We've demonstrated this. And it was definitely intentional. I was super trying to point it out and not, like, just trying to, like, do stuff. But yeah, these are very tall, sturdy lads. So yeah, I think like this, and then cross back, and hope for best. Their synchronized walk cycle is cartoonishly fine. mean, I want it to be something like this. Still gotta worry about big man's getting in my way. He wants to attack Vacheron. That's fine. So I don't want to target the guy on the right, because I actually want him to follow Vacheron to some extent. I just don't want him to, like, step into my path before I get there, which I think is fine at his rate of speed, but it's hard to tell. So I definitely want to target one of the other guys and try to break their gauge. This guy's already stunned, but he won't be stunned for too much longer. Also closer to where I need Leanne to go. I think considering their rate of speed, I want to try and break this guy's gauge again. That's what I think. I believe that was correct. Yeah, I mean, that's to be expected. Not ideal, but also somewhat predictable. Okay. He's gonna be alright. I think the way I have to do this, though... like this? Still worried about someone, like, sauntering into the path of the triangle while going. So I want to control Zephyr, and I want him to start furthest from the point where I think they're going to intersect my geometry. So I think this is correct. Godspeed. Just anytime I get scratch damage full, it somehow only hits the armor. And I can get shots through, but only when not scratch damage full. Oh, I think he's in the path now, isn't he? How did that happen? Wait, why did she get clipped? I don't actually understand. I guess she... No, I really don't understand what she hit. The other guy that just is attacking her now? That guy just died to friendly... That tall robot man just died to the friendly fire of a poison laser beam. And that doesn't even make sense. Like, I genuinely... Like, why does he take poison damage? Pokemon has taught me that a steel Pokemon is immune to poison-type attacks. Why would that happen, even knowing that some attacks in this game generate friendly fire? Including, and not limited to, our grenades, which is another reason not to use them regularly. Okay, I guess. So I'm, like, really not getting a resonance point, like, really for the foreseeable future, I guess. So that being true, Zephyr's got enough health I can, like, try to do something here. God, that's horrible. That's what I got? Alright, I mean, sure, I guess. I mean, that's not what I want. What if I... I just ran in a line here. And then with Leanne... And then with Leanne, I did... Had her, like, step... I think I want something like this. Again... Just no chance of scratch damage full that actually hits that body. Yeah, that doesn't look good. That's surprisingly fine for me. That's also kind of fine for me. Gosh, that just looks heinous. That looks super terrible. Can I work with this? really wildly unclear. I still maintain there were shenanigans when that tri-attack got interrupted. I don't think it would have, like, made the difference here, but it sure feels like shenanigans to me. So, like, this looks just god-awful. And, like, tri-attacking right now is pretty equally bad. He's got, like, most of his limbs still. So... okay. I think I know what to do, in theory. And it doesn't look good. Because it's not. It's like, not cross the line, not pass go, not collect $200. Try to... This one is completely facing away from Leanne, but claims to be targeting her. So I guess break his gauge if possible. Then have Leanne cross. And then maybe have, like, a really long triangle that won't do anything because it has, like, one resonance point. But that seems, like, pretty close to the best I can do. I want to cross towards Zephyr so that Zephyr can finally go again. And that means I want to break this idiot's gauge, if possible. Because I really can't, like, no one's allowed to shoot Leanne anymore. It's a problem. Okay. So I'm gonna run here and, like, try to get, I guess, a stun shot, because I think I'm, like, really in the danger zone. I don't think 1 point tri-attack's gonna do it, even if it's, like, pretty big. Yeah, I mean, something like this. Oh my god, I actually got stun shot. That's unbelievable. Okay, so now the hypothetical question I didn't think I had to answer was, like, do I go with 2 resonance points with this big triangle, or cross with Vacheron twice and set up a more different triangle? I really think I could take out either one of these with a 2-point like, I feel like I need at least 3 points to take out one of these guys. They have a lot of health and a lot of limbs. It takes, like, enough time to charge and, like, shoot with, like, all 3 of them, like, twice, like, minimum. I think I'm supposed to go twice. They both want to shoot Leanne. The idea here is that I would gauge break the guy in the back. The close one is stunned. Not for much longer, I understand. But, like, in theory, I think my best shot is to, like, try and break this guy's gauge, cross back, break the other guy's gauge. I don't think it'll work, but I think it's the best chance of winning this. I think if it does work, then I kill one of them. That's what I think. But again, I don't think it will work. Because I just don't think there's enough time of them being stunned that neither one of them will be able to attack in that interval. Although... just sort of juggling that. You can't do this with the 3 of them, but since I managed to kill one of them, barely, this sort of works. I just want it to be, like, as wide as possible without running any risk of him walking into it. So something like this, I think. And then just, like, bust his gauge open. Somehow that worked. So we have 4 points, which isn't bad. We should be able to kill one of them. And then, what direction allows Leanne to be far away from the guys? That's the direction that the tri-attack goes. So, from her current position in this angle, she would go 1, 2, 3, 4 to Zephyr's position. So that's what I want. This is what I want. It's sort of better than nothing. It's somewhat effective. Also, hi, Crit Twitch. Yeah, like this. Like this. I still don't think this will work. Oh my god. That guy walked in the line and then stopped both of them from going, and then Leanne jumped over them? Game, I need you to explain physics. And I understand that this is a big ask for you, because I know what your relationship with physics is like. Which is to say, approximately non-existent. But again, I find myself in a position where, like, I've played this game for over a decade, and I still don't think that you're applying your own fictional physics rules correctly. I mean, there's really no hope of winning this after that failing. Okay, we're good. We're good on this attempt. I honestly feel like I did that as well as I could have. And I genuinely think there was just some, like, fiddly, borderline impossible to predict physics stuff. That, like, if it worked... Not even, like, the way real physics would work, because this game doesn't make sense if you try to apply those rules. But, like, I literally just think that if it worked the way I expected, which is, I don't think unreasonable, then that would have been completely fine. But, like, I think that was the correct general idea, and I kind of just need to, like, not get totally boned completely, maximally. I just need to, like, not get boned the maximum amount, and I think that general strategy works. Like, there were 2 points at which I was in position to do a triangle that should have worked good, and neither time did it work at all good, at all. And if either one of them had worked, I think it would have been fine. Again, I just want to point out that, again, that has happened for, like, the 7th time. I haven't even been trying this battle for that long. So I do kind of need to, like, get away from the right side guys. And I can try something else, too. Take one shot at him and then try to break the gauge of this guy to slow him down even further. And then hypothetically slow down the guy behind him even more because he blocks the direct line of movement. So I guess I, like, don't want to break the gauge of my target guy at all. That sounds right. I think I just want to keep breaking this guy's gauge until back guy gets close enough to be a problem. The shield. That's like I'm not trying to pick on you here, Neko, but the notion that I should avoid the shields that take up like a third of the battlefield is almost comical. Like, you understand that when I say those mans are much too big mans, I'm mostly referring to the fact that basically anywhere you go, you're touching them, and you can't, like, do anything about it. That's the implication of that. It's not that I'm unaware of that. It's just that it's very, very difficult to avoid that. I'm trying. You did not break his gauge? You telling me you did not break his gauge? I am once again calling on you to break his gauge, my friend. Yeah, stunning the other... Oh, well, now we have this problem, though. That because I was not stunning this guy, he's, like, right up in Zephyr's business. What's the solution to that? It's like, now... There's, like, there's nothing to do about that. what would I do about that? Okay, I have an idea. It's extremely bad. So, if I cross like this with Vacheron, and then I cross with Leanne in such a way that Zephyr can like angle really close to the wall, maybe I can salvage this. And then I don't have to worry so much about this guy's position. I mean, obviously they're all threatening, but then I want to focus more on stunning him to keep him from getting closer. I think that's the plan. Breaking Gauge, what a novel concept. I need her to get, like, just as far as possible. I really can't run the risk of, like, running into that guy either. It's not a good dance. I think this works but is bad, which is more or less the expected result here. Think I still want to target this guy to break his gauge rather than like these guys. Like, I'll go a step at a time. The plan is to cross the line like this with Leanne, and then hopefully have Zephyr be able to cross back to the other corner on the left there. And in so doing, like, the position of these idiots on this near side of the field matters a lot less. So the positioning of the guy on the right, who's the only one really close enough to attack, matters a lot more. So stunning him, and again, just ideally stopping him from crossing the line that I need Zephyr to run through, is the highest priority. I don't know what happens in like 1.5 turns. I'm not even sure this will work, but we're gonna try. A couple of his gauges broke. Those guys are really booking it now, huh? Alright. So what does the triangle look like now? What's the... Is this literally it? Well, hang on. Hang on. I got 5 points right now. This guy's kind of close, but he also has most of his armor removed. It is possible I could kill this guy before he is in position to stop us from running. And if that's true, we might have enough time to damage one of the other guys. And they might not be able to interrupt the tri-attack because we're kind of far away. It's a relatively small triangle, which, like, kind of is a problem, but, like, also is kind of a benefit. I think I just go for this. We just broke that guy's gauge again. There's some risk here for sure, but, like, I think we gotta go for it. Oh, that's so not quite enough damage. Okay, that should finish that guy, but now the other guy's closer than I wanted him to be. So, like, we're probably not getting the whole tri-attack, which is, I was hoping for that. I mean, he's, like, right in my business. Oh, he's not quite in my business! This man has left my mailing address alone for the time being. Oh, I didn't get friendly fire for some reason. Okay, so who's moving after Zephyr? Or... Yeah. Yeah. I think I move Vacheron. Focus on the guy who's close to me for obvious reasons. He's, like, the biggest threat. Try to stop him from moving closer, try to stop him from attacking. So I try to gauge break him, clear all the scratch damage, and then move Zephyr and start just, like, shoving everyone into the back wall until I've dealt with this tall man, and then his slightly slower lumbering friend is a future concern. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, barely got a gauge break in there. That was troubling. I have to run up like here, right? So I want her. I think I need Leanne to like cross like into the corner, and then like cross super wide. Because stun shot's like way less likely than gauge break. No, maybe I still target this guy who's coming up. That way I can hopefully scratch some of his armor off. Oh, he's kind of stuck there. But his friend's not moving either. Oh, stun shot. Okay. I mean, that's... Oh, right. Yeah, like, I guess health is a concern, huh? Probably just gonna die to that, right? Actually, like, kind of in okay shape again? Not good shape. You can't be in good shape during this fight. Have you seen this fight? These mans are much too tall. They're such big mans. Just... I think I just target this guy, right? I have 4 points. I want Leanne to end up where Zephyr is. One, 2, 3, 4. So this is the direction that I want, in theory. I don't think he can cross the triangle before Zephyr crosses that area. But he has a bunch of hats. Oh man, this guy's like a hat rack. Have you seen how many hats he has? This guy like starts the battle with like 8 hats or something. And like all of them block... Like almost every time I've started this fight, I like get Zephyr up to like full charge and like get... Like statistically get a scratch damage full that hits like 2 hats and nothing else. You appreciated that too, Demolition? That on that last attack she said the same thing twice immediately in a row? You picked a fight with the wrong girl. You picked a fight with the wrong girl. I'm very close. Become scratched. That sure didn't do what I wanted. I was like, probably statistically average, but I was hoping for better. Alright. No scratch damage full. Bullet scatter made that, like, not great. His gauge is gonna be broken, like, a few 100,000 times from this action. So, like, that's fine. There we go. There's, like, a direct shot. Like, look how much work all his hats are doing. Ooh, are we at the end? I thought I had one more. No, that's right, isn't it? Oh, that's... I didn't want that. I specifically wanted not that to happen. Huh. I think I need something like here. I think I need her to go first so that she has some time to recover health. Oh wait, did she... She is actively poisoned. Yeah, she is actively poisoned. So I think I need this so that Zephyr can still... Can he cross there? Maybe he can't even cross there. What I want to be able to do is, like, break a guy's gauge with Leanne. Like, what I had hoped to do is have Zephyr, like, finish scratching the guy we were just attacking, and then have someone just, like, take the direct shot on him, and then spend the rest of their action breaking the other guy's gauge. Because we immediately got attacked and poisoned, I think I have to have Leanne move. Or, like, she's in, like, very close to lethal range. Although, if I do it right, I might not need health anymore. Maybe if she crosses twice... Well, if she crosses twice right now, it means I'll only have one resonance point. Because we just try-attacked. So if I, like, cross, in order for her to take a turn, I have to give up the resonance point I have to cross back. That would probably be enough to kill the one guy. I don't know if that would, like, run out the timer on her being poisoned. It says, which girl is the right girl to pick a fight with in this game? Because I'm pretty sure Leanne is not the correct pick. I would say Cardinal Teresa is the most likely candidate. Even though she's in a position of power, I don't think she knows gun fu, the traditional style of gun-based combat in the Sky-Town of Basel. She's kind of just like a wealthy lady in a fancy dress. I think that there's two lines from this position. One, that I, like, cross here with Leanne and try to break the gauge of the one who just attacked. And then try to set up a triangle on the right with subsequent actions, which feels really difficult to do, but I think is probably the right thing. Or... I mean, I guess there's three. It's... Neko's suggestion of crossing and then crossing back isn't outrageous, but feels like pretty high risk. Like, there's no recovering if that doesn't work. I feel like there's more leeway with that, with the option I just stated, and with, like, literally just trying to run Zephyr across to scratch this guy and hope to kill him before he gets an attack. The problem is that Zephyr is so far away. I honestly don't think that... I'm gonna go with Zephyr. I don't know that it's right, but it feels like... Good grief. It's so hard to, like... have anyone move? This positioning is, like, very not good. For this specific purpose, this positioning is really bad. So, like, if I run Zephyr like this to try and fully scratch this guy, then I go with, like, Leanne and put Baby in a corner, and then just have Vash run cross and cross back. It, like, doesn't sound good. Is my best option really this? Like, I'm just not even sure I'm good enough at geometry to figure out how to, like, line up this triangle so Zephyr can cross correctly. Oh my god, no. Oh my god, no. None of that is what I was trying to do. I accidentally hit a button after scratching my face. That's so cool. Alright, well that opens up a new option. Which is Desperation Mode. We will move to here. Almost did what I wanted. That did what I wanted. Dead? Not dead. Okay. Listen, this isn't good, but when I said before I don't need health at this point, I think I don't need health anymore. I think Leanne could be at 1 hit point and we would be fine. I think. Is that actually true? I don't know. But I think it's true. And that counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, so it might also count for resonance points. Because, like, one guy, I can, like, gauge break him most of the time in, like, an endless loop. I mean, like, this isn't gonna be, like, extremely helpful. For some reason, I didn't think she was still poisoned. That might be a problem. Okay, now she is not poisoned. So here's what I need to succeed. I need him to not attack Leanne until I get priority again. If that happens, I think I can kill him. So, I'm gonna get, like, pretty close to him without running the risk of Vacheron hitting a box, which I think this accomplishes, and hope for stun shot, although I'm not sure I need it. It's true. Would you expect anything less for me to choose the option of touching face in a position where there were, like, 3... Oh, okay. Okay, I think we got it. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. No, wait. I shouldn't do this. I really want the grenade experience, but I really don't want to do this again, so I'm just going to take the try attack. I mean, I suppose alternatively, I could just have her equip grenades for the purpose of the try attack. And I'll waste some grenades, but I think that's fine. Wait, is there a type of grenade that does, like, gauge breaks or stuns or something? I think there was. Didn't I find something like that yesterday? And I'm like, why would I ever want that? HP breakage and not, when I have 50 of them. Oh, not that. This button. Yeah, that one. Good luck to me.
A little closer to Zephyr and Vacheron now.
2 down.
You guys really know what you're doing.
I got some unknown material D. Am I right, ladies? I don't know. I don't understand either. I don't know what I was going for. I regretted it immediately upon thinking it, but I couldn't stop myself from saying it. No, please don't. Please, no. I must run. Oh no, Leanne recovered her health. Oh, because she leveled up! Is that a rule? That's probably a thing I knew that I don't remember, because normally you have to rest or, like, reset the game to get that health back. One or the other, depending on how badly your life is going. Alright, well, we defeated the trio of Mad Goliaths. That's a rough one, man. Like poison bosses are, like, way harder than regular bosses. Just because, like, I mean, just look at how, like, the entirety of the threat of that battle was, like, the direct damage. And, like, the fact... Because, like, if it was simply the case that, like... God, it's nowhere to run. Shoot the leader. It was just, like, simply the case that they were doing enough quantity of scratch damage that, like, my characters were gonna, like, hit 0 HP twice. Like, I don't even think that's that big a problem. But the poison damage was, like, just brutal. Because you find yourself in a position at a certain point, just in addition to how simply difficult it is to position around 3 Goliath-type enemies, without, like, running into them and ruining your tri-attacks. Like, on top of that, just the fact that, like, halfway through the fight, it's like, well, like, another attack from him will basically permanently kill someone so that I can't keep fighting. I didn't change the grenade.
Just taking out the trash.
I didn't do it. Okay, where am I going now? 9. I mean, I saved basically as close to here as I feel like bothering to do. I'll do the far away one.
Now unpacking heat.
Wait! Nope. Actually, run. Cool. The Goliath gave you unknown material D during the battle. Vacheron hero actioned into it. So I got... Well, I mean, I picked up several at the end, but, like, what you're saying is that, like, I have an ample amount of unknown material D. Am I understanding correctly, Neko? I remember this one. I mean, it's like just these guys, I think. Although there's like a similar one. Maybe it's the other one nearby that's like basically this same room, but has like slimes in it. And the slime one was kind of difficult because like it was difficult to get bezels back, so I must have done it at a lower level. This many level 58 guys might be tough. I don't remember. So I'm gonna like probably get somewhere around here toward the close side of the ramp so that someone can cross and then the other person still has room to like cross the line to whatever extent I'm trying to do that. And I should probably try to like take out this guy who will be like standing next to. It's a lot of health. And a pretty quick recharge rate. Well, they all want to rush me, which is a little interesting. Because my plan was to go to the far side. So that might slow them from attacking me. I'm not going to get as much damage on this guy as I want. Just kidding, my scope is apparently really good. I'll try and break the gauge of the guy closest to Leanne. And fail. Oh, but now they're all moving again. Oh, wow. Oh, you know what I... Hey, you know what I didn't do? Was rest with Zephyr. Alright, well that's bad. Okay, this guy wants to target Vacheron and Vacheron. The other guys both just attacked Zephyr simultaneously. So... if I, like, break the gauge of the guy closest to Zephyr, maybe I'm okay? Maybe. Targeted the wrong guy. It's fine. He targeted the wrong guy, too. And these guys are fast, and they have, like, a lot of HP. It's fine, though, because they have so many bezels. I mean, that really is mostly fine, to be honest with you. Like, no one has, like, scratch damage that they're gonna recover. Have room for, like, enough bezels to be fine. Like, I think this is just fine. It's not great, but it's, like, fine. They just have so much health, these guys. Strong week. Alright. It's time to shoot guns. So I'm just gonna start with direct damage focused on this guy. And... no, I want to go the other way. So that Zephyr spends more time on long segments. Because I'm gonna need to do a lot of scratch damage. Okay. Isosceles. Shoot his butt hat. Get wrecked, idiot. Just that is so much health. Please fill him up with damage. It took this whole hero action to, like, kill that one guy. It's like a Jeff Goldblum laugh. Rats in a trap. Okay. So we probably want to go down now, since everyone's up here. Yeah, something like this seems fine. gives Leanne the most ability to figure out where she's gonna move. Also, no. I think these guys want to get in close. Do they have ranged weapons and melee weapons? Is that like what R-Commando Assault does? There's so many very similar looking enemies, I frankly don't know the extent of all their abilities. But I want Vashon to go now and to clear the scratch damage, which should help clear some of his own scratch damage because bullets have lifelink. And that's all the TV there is. They recover the scratch damage so fast and have like infinite hit points. I can't say I'm like a huge fan of these R-Assault idiot guys. So I want like her on like practically the back wall, right? Probably. That's probably true. So no one is targeting Vacheron right now. That's cool. They're probably all going to target Zephyr once I start moving. So I should probably deal with the guy who's already targeting him and thus like most likely to shoot. Which is like, let me tell you, that's not a superlative that you want to win in your high school yearbook, is most likely to shoot. Like that, you're probably destined for trouble if you get voted for that one. They actually targeted Leanne. I'm surprised by that. Leanne and Vacheron are in, like, similarly bad shape. Oh, they actually took the direct route of stepping off the ramp. Oh man, he like missed me completely because he was so far away. That's funny. Alright, 3 points is like not a lot of points. I was really hoping to cross back, but like Vacheron's health sucks. I don't think I could do anything about that though. It's like not a big enough or close enough triangle to take these guys out. I really think I'm better off taking a gamble and like moving Zephyr again, but like I don't think that triangle's gonna be better. It's still gonna be pretty bad. I mean, maybe they just can't attack in time. Because like everyone just attacked, right? Like no one's like charged. I just like run at this guy? Maybe I should focus on the guy who's already scratched. It'll take at least a little bit longer to like run out. To like recover that. Yeah? I'm trying to... Yeah, something like that. This is gonna be bad. Oh, look at... Nope, okay. I got away with one of those, but not the other one. I think I'm gonna load just because... Like, literally, I would have been fine if I had rested. Which is like... That's not true. I think Vacheron's the one who died both times, but I still should load and just rest before doing this battle. Because I'm literally just not at full health. Thank you for the bits, Miss Toasty. Even though I definitely didn't earn them. Did I save after the last battle? Sure did. See? Loaded the game and my health is still bonked from the last battle. Rest. It's the sort of sound effect I feel like I could consider, like, adding to Trigger Fire. It's like the rest musical cue. I was very careful to save after Mad Goliath. Are you kidding me? I like started the stream by being like, you should definitely like save before boss battles. And you think after doing one of like the harder ones in the game, I was like, nah, I don't need to save. I mean, in fairness, I say that, but like also I'm an idiot who didn't rest after the last battle, so like, Guess I stepped on that rake. So we can try something different. They're more aggressive than I was assuming. They, like, really chase you down. So rather than, like, try and meet them halfway, which is what I was kind of trying to do, I should probably just try and position myself, like, as far away from them as possible. Obviously, I'm going to be close to one of them by going up to the top, because the guy starts at the top. But I think the general idea of, like, trying to set up shop up here instead of, like, trying to constantly be on the defensive running away from them makes sense. I don't know if it, like, actually works out, but I think it makes sense. Well, you don't heal automatically at save points, which is, like, one of the weird quirks of this game. You still have to manually do it, and that's the step I forgot. The only reason we got in this position is because I was kind of like, I assume I must have rested. Because I saved, but no, alas, that isn't how it works. Give me your hat. You're gonna recover all that scratch damage. Give me your hat. How are you stuck on the ramp? I want to be as close to Zephyr as possible. Go touch his face, Leanne. You know what I didn't do? That honestly is, like, fine, but, like, pretty thoroughly embarrassing. So I had saved at a really specific moment in time, it would appear. It would appear that's what happened there. Okay, I'm gonna try to switch targets mid-action, which always goes great and never exhibits any problems. Cool. Actually worked. And didn't break his gauge, that sounds right. God, they do a lot of damage. They do a lot of damage. How do you like my triangle? I'm genuinely not sure if it's better to risk taking an action to put Leanne in the corner before doing this. It's close. Because if I do that, she'll end in the safest position regardless, and I'll have another resonance point. Get a clip of the R-Commando saying strong weak? We could. I don't know if that's actually useful, but we could probably do that. Yeah, you know what? I do actually think I want to take that action because it will encourage them to get a little closer. And then it should be a better tri-attack. Right now it's like a medium tri-attack, not in terms of size, but relative effect, I think. There's definitely some risk here, but I think this makes the most sense. Yeah, those guys change target. I think this is probably fine. Alright, I think I want to do this now. I'm gonna go this way. I mean, they'll probably get closer. Let me target the guy who's not stunned and is already closest to me. Yeah, that seemed correct. He just has so much health. I don't know if you see how much health this guy has, but like level 70, I like volley a full machine gun clip into him, and he's like, ah. That stings. I really didn't need to charge that much, but I got my scratch damage full. That wasn't helpful at all. This is the last leg, isn't it? Isn't it? I don't remember how far I am in this try attack. These guys have so much health. Did you see this? You heard about this? Honestly, still can't tell how far I am. I think... No, I'm actually okay. Zephyr has to get back to where he started, right? Yeah, honestly, the real game changer here was just knowing that these guys are, like, so intensely aggressive in a way that, like, most enemies in this game just simply are not that aggressive. He's mostly dead. Rat's in a trap. Pretty sure I want to cross with Leanne, because it gives me the most options for triangle shapes. I don't want to get close to them, so that means I want to get, like... Maybe the bottom of the ramp seems like a problem. Dogs are aggressive. Yeah, it's true, the dogs... I mean, I'm not saying, like, none enemies are that aggressive, but, like, the dogs are that aggressive, but, like, also don't have very many hit points. They're like glass cannons. These guys... These guys have, like, infinite hit points and are insanely aggressive and also, like, deal a considerable amount of damage. Like, they are a much lower level than me and are very threatening in a group of, like, 2 of them. Like, these guys are rough. That's what the R stands for in R-Commando. They are rough commando. I think this is roughly where I want to be. I think I want to do this and then have, like, Zephyr cross to the wall, as awkward as that is, and then have Vashron go downstairs. I'm gonna try and shoot him apart. I think I can do it. It's gonna be close, though. He really has a lot of hit points. Please die? Okay, barely, but we got there. That was closer than I feel like that should have been. Alright, yeah, get as far as you can over there, and, I don't know, hit the one with the gauge break, so he's less likely to recover that health. Also, hi Haggis, I think I missed you coming in. How you doing? Strong week. I mean, maybe a strong week is just, like, seasonal. Like, I don't feel like it's... Oh my god, look at my health. I wish that I could shoot beams of heat from my eyes. I think this is what to do. I don't know if it has, like, general purpose enough to, like, live in the all-time sound effects for a stream, but, like... Because, like, here's the hypothetical question. What's the scenario in which you're like, I want to spend my channel points to shout Strong Week, other than during Strong Week? There may be an answer to this I'm not considering that justifies it, but that's the question that comes to mind. He really didn't like being shot, even though... This is true. He is basically already made of bullets and should be impervious to them, considering how many times I've shot him. I have a clean house, too. That's a lie. I do not have a clean house. So I want to go, like... Actually... Make sure I'm below the ramp line. That should be about right. I think I want to target this guy just because... I want him dead. I don't think it does me any good to target the other guy. He'll recover it, like, before it means anything. If I, like, fully scratch this guy, there's a chance he just, like, basically immediately dies. Yeah, even at that was actually pretty close. It's like recovering it, like, during my animations. I mean, I think I just, like, go over here with the A and then try attack. It's, like, not a good try attack, but what else would I do? So bad. Wait, maybe... Here's a thought. Oh no, it's Vashron's turn, huh? I mean, I guess I could have him cross and then cross back. I have like 1,000 bezels. You just want to be able to hear him say strong, weak whenever. I don't actually think I wanted to break that guy's gauge. I probably shouldn't have done that. I'll go closer to the ramp, I guess. Here, let's not break his gauge and let him run to the bottom of the ramp and then kill him with our, like, 7 resonance point triangle. Like an absolute clown show. Welcome to the circus of bullets! I mean, this is my life now. In my head, I was really convinced that was going to be a scratch damage full to make that, like, as dumb as possible. Circus of Bullets is the hottest anime of 2024. I mean, I've been reading the manga for years. I'm surprised it took him that long to, like, catch on to the zeitgeist that is Circus of Bullets. It didn't even fully scratch him. They have so many hit points. I hate these rough commando assaults. Alright, you should be dead now, right? Like, I think you're dead. Yeah, big mood, fella. Gross. So let's go save again. Let's just go save again. Hey, sophisticated, strong, weak. We just fought a bunch of guys who kept insistently saying it and not dying to my infinite scratch damage. How's it going? So... Save. No need to rest. Save. Thank you, Angel, for gifting a sub to sophisticated. Here, have one of these while I think about where I want to save. So I just saved on... bottom one? And I loaded... No, that's fine. Let's try to use data 3. You know what? Let's just save on 6. I want to try and leave that save there so I can access the strong, weak clip if necessary. 15 minutes? Oh boy. So that's 3 down. And we just saved. So let's go fight the other one. Hey, Letters! Good to see you. I'm dealing with some depression stuff, but, like, I'm mostly okay. How are you doing? It sounds like there's been lots of drama. I've been following on Twitter. I know I haven't caught a stream in a while, but I think you also have been so preoccupied you're not streaming. But it's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Or at least better. Strong Week is the most celebrated holiday in all of Basel. That's not even true. Christmas is clearly the most celebrated holiday in the Sky-Town of Basel. This is not the fight, right? Like, I got random encountered. There's, like, leaders and stuff. I'll leave. Also, I can leave. Probably an indicator that this is not the boss. Is this the slime one, or is that a lower level? It's true. It is the slime one. See, I totally remembered this. It's true that Christmas is coming on all days except for the day that it is Christmas. We've learned this. Steadily improving. Glad to hear that. I will continue to fight the depression, probably not with as many guns as Resonance of Fate entails. I feel like you stopped by maybe last year during Strong Week. I don't know if you remember or know this game. It's extremely wild. So yeah, the thing about the slimes is just that they, like... It's tough to have bezels to kill it, because I think they have a ton of health, too. So I think I kind of want to do something similar. Just want to have you go, like, really far in the corner, and like scratch this guy. It's like they're actually positioned in like almost the same way as the soldiers, except this guy in the left corner was a human standing at the bottom of the ramp. It's a very similar overall encounter. I think the parameters are different. I mean, these guys are a lower level, so this square probably spawned first. And hopefully this isn't too hard, but I remember struggling with this, or maybe just like a similar one at a higher level. I don't know. You just send me a tiny BFF hat. I'm not gonna say no to that. Oh yeah, like these guys are not gonna be that hard. It's fine. Oh, that guy slopped off the top. It sounded so much worse when I said it out loud. I don't know why. It just sounded unpleasant. Oh no, I slopped! It seemed like an appropriate word for like a slime, but like it just sounded bad to say. Just like unpleasant to listen to. Here, shoot one of these clowns. Cool. Yeah, I'm not gonna hit anyone from here. That's not how slime works. I mean, they hit reasonably hard considering they're a much lower level than me. I think because they're kind of... They're not extremely slow to move, but I think they're slow enough to move. But I want to go meet them now. They also don't deal, like, a ton of damage. So I want to, like... make sure I'm clear of the ramp line. Which I barely can do. I think I want to do that, and then... I don't know, I'll figure out the rest of the triangle later. Don't worry about it. Break the ooze gauge. Gun jelly. Second favorite flavor after banana. That's right, a Power Thirst reference in 2023. Someone just called this stream nostalgic. That doesn't make me feel old. It doesn't. The fact that I'm old makes me feel old. Done. Oh no, 600 damage. What will I do? I don't even remember what, like, defensive equipment my characters have, because there's relatively little of it in this game. Broken their gauge several times. It still honestly takes most of, like, a fully charged machine gun volley to fill them with scratch damage, so, like... These things really do have a lot of HP. I think that is supposed to be the hard thing about fighting a room full of jellies. I mean, I'm even, like, down half of my hero gauge right now. Just, like, trying to set up this tri-attack. I'm not saying this is, like, particularly difficult, but, like... I can see why it feels doable at level 71 and challenging at most levels below that. Kind of a waste of a turn, but it's fine. Oh no, like 1,000 points of... Oh, he took more damage than the others. I wonder why. Yeah, I think we'll just run this way and probably kill all of them during this 7-point tri-attack. So here's the ridiculous hypothetical question with no actual answer that I expect you merely to improv or ignore. What is your family's favorite Strong Week tradition that you like to celebrate together? Strong Week, of course, being the holiday that commemorates the time that my friend Tech and I beat this difficult and generally absurd anime game back in... What year was the first Strong Week? I should know this. Probably, like, 2013? Is this the 10-year anniversary of Strong Week? Find and kill barrel goblins, of course. A classic. Where am I? What a weird thing in place this is. Did you just look it up, Demolition? I was just trying to go by memory. It wouldn't have been the first year that we posted stuff to YouTube, which was 2011. And since it had to be February, it means that it, like, the earliest it could have been is 2013. So I want to go... I think I can go down now, right? Because then I'll go to Albono, where I have another save station, and I'll be closer to the next thing.
This is no time for fun and games.
I mean, I don't know how inconvenient it is to do, but, like, it's someone who has the time and the patience can figure out when the first Strong Week went up. My guess off the top of my head is 2013. I think that's maybe right. It's probably either 2013 or 2014. Okay. We mostly got there. How many squares are left on this floor? 1. So that's 4 now we've done, right? We did 1 on the Patertopolis level. We did 2 on the floor we were just on, and 1 in the one in between. So that's 4. Save here for the same one. 6 over 6. Do this one.
Don't feel sorry for them. They asked for it.
Oh, it's Golden Mimic. Somewhat lore-friendly description of the substation is strange to you. Like, it implies that hexes actually exist in the world somehow. Yeah, there's some weird stuff like that in the game. It feels like one of those things that you're meant to apply that, like, axiom from the Mystery Science Theater theme song of, like, just remind yourself that it's the video game sick and remember to just relax. February 2013. Happy 10-year anniversary that I definitely was on top of. Aren't you excited and proud of me? See, I've made a mistake in phrasing it that way because I immediately know that my mom, who is in chat, will be like, yes. Give me the bonus shot. Dang it. I'm gonna shoot this guy apart. He does not seem to have a lot of hit points. I just gotta get that bonus shot. Just gotta get that bonus shot. Just gotta get that bonus shot. Just gotta... Okay. This way. Go this way. Scratch him like almost none. What the heck just happened? He exploded from something I didn't do in the middle of me trying to aim at him. I genuinely don't know what happened. I didn't even fire at something that could have exploded, just the world blew him up. He just spontaneously combusted like some object thrown off screen in the world of Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Because the world just works that way. You have so many hit points. I mean, I'm super far away from you. Is the Renegade Constabulary listed on the Resonance of Fate TV tropes page, or am I Fate's fool? That's an interesting way of phrasing that, Haggis. Also, does Resonance of Fate have a TV tropes page, and who would have put that there? It wasn't us. Alright, this time I'm gonna try to remember to see if we get anything cool from having killed that gold mimic, although maybe we would have picked it up already, I don't know. You know it has one because that's how you found the Renegade Constabulary. That's the wildest thing I may literally ever have heard.
Another one bites the dust.
I absolutely didn't check the thing I said I was gonna check. I am batting 1,000 bullets. That's right. It's not even a mixed metaphor, because one of those is literal, and the other one just, like, doesn't even apply. Let's fight a boss now!
It's just like all the
Oh, good. It's Chinopio. What? There's an enemy in this game called Chinopio? Who picks the people? Good grief. How much health do you think a Chinopio has? That might be... I might get canceled for asking that. I really don't know where this name comes from. I assume it's Pinocchio plus Jay Leno? Question mark? Sophisticated found Renegade Constabulary through Driver San Francisco. That's reassuring to me in the sense that I loved that playthrough, and I didn't think anyone else cared about it at all. That game was great. I love Driver San Francisco. Hit me with your bus shot, baby! Alright, the limbs don't seem to have that much health. It's unclear how much health the body has. The damage rate seems a little higher than I might like. I don't want to get too close to the wall because then, like, the jump arc will be stupid. But I think I want something like this. Make sure I'm targeting the correct one. And then jump. I mean, I feel like the bus shot strategy for Driver San Francisco is, like, objectively bad, but also inarguably the most fun way to play the game. This is so stupid. Actually, no, that's not correct. I was gonna say something stupid, but I won't. Your gauge will be destroyed. How on earth did your gauge not break? I, like, fully charged and, like, shoved the muzzle in your many doll arms. What is the playstyle? So, like, in Driver San Francisco, like, you play... Your, like, character is in a coma, right? Like, it's not that he died, he's in a coma, but his, like, consciousness is able to possess drivers around the city. And so he assists his partner who's still trying to, like, solve the crime of, like, a drug dealer or something that, like, put him in the coma. And so, like, there's various missions where you're just, like, trying to stop crimes that are basically, like, races. It's just lots of people driving really fast. It's a weird driving game. But, like, the bus shot playstyle is that, like, instead of choosing a fast car and trying to drive good, I would try to find, like, a bus going the opposite direction on a road somewhere and try to, like, have it, like, cross their paths so they ram directly into the bus, or that the bus rams directly into them and just, like, stops them, which works, like, a really low percentage of the time, but is always really satisfying. It's, like, absolutely not a good, efficient way to play that game. Taken a lot of damage. So she plans on watching Driver San Francisco if she ever finishes LA Noire. Why would you finish LA Noire at this point? Listen, I made it. I put that out there for people to watch it, and in 2023 I'm like, really? But, like, I don't know. Me driving badly in LA Noire is just because we didn't figure out that you could skip the driving sections in LA Noire that are largely inconsequential until, like, the third from last out of, like, 112 episodes, which was, like, a good moment. But, like, yeah, because, like, there's no purpose to doing anything. I just, like, crashed into all the things. LA Noire is so good, though. LA Noire is good if you're not me, because I sucked at it, and it got me really frustrated. There are a lot of things I like about what LA Noire was, but, like, I found that, like, their attempt to do the motion capture on the faces was just genuinely, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's, like, that, like, it triggered some, like, weird part of my brain that, like, there's, like, some non-zero chance that I am, like, on the autism spectrum. I don't know that to be true, and I don't mean that to be, like, belittling. It's just that, like, the way I struggle to interact with people, I think it's definitely possible I am some amount autistic. So, like, I think it's possible that there's something about the way that the motion capture did the faces that, like, was like too uncanny valley for me to understand what they were going for. And so like I just couldn't read them, and like it made it like impossible to like figure out like the subtle cues that they wanted me to read to solve the mysteries. So like I give the game a hard time, but like legitimately it is ahead of its time and it is doing cool stuff, but I continue to rag on it because like for my money, like I just couldn't understand what was going on. Like it was like supposed to be like this new technology makes it so like you can understand like their body language in a new and exciting way, and I was like cool, and then I played it and they would just be like here's like my, and I'm not saying this is literally what the game is like, but this is like how the game came across to me, is like in a normal conversation someone might say something incriminating like, oh, I was busy that night, and just like sort of glance in an awkward way, and you might be like, I think he was being dishonest. But my experience playing L.A. Noire was like, oh, I was busy that night. And I'm like, what is the subtext of that entire body jangle? That's not like body language. It's just like it's the equivalent of noise of body language. It's just like moving as much as you can. Larry says, my autistic self, wait, you're supposed to read the expressions? How did you play that game without, like, I mean, maybe that's, you know what? Maybe you're actually onto something. Maybe, like, my whole problem is that I was trying to read the body language, because my understanding is that's what you were supposed to do. And, like, maybe the fact that you didn't really try that is why you seem to have a better experience playing it. Like, maybe that's the whole thing I did wrong. Like, that could totally be it. Imagine David Cage doing L.A. Noire. I'd still play it. Like, don't get me wrong, I'd still play it. Anyway, back to your regularly scheduled Strong Week. But I feel like that needed full... I don't think that conveys sufficiently in the small corner screen. I think I have to go full screen to show you what, like... When I think back on L.A. Noire, like, every investigation felt like that. I mean, here's the thing, though, Letters, is that, like, the game is, like, specifically structured in a way that you, like, can't lose at it. So, like, I am demonstrably bad at that game because I did a whole super long playthrough back in the days when YouTube only allowed, like, 11-minute uploads. So it's, like, 100-something parts. And, like, I got to the end of the game, but I'm pretty sure that I got, like, demoted, like, 8 times when I wasn't necessarily supposed to do that. But it's kind of hard to tell because, like, the whole city is, like, corrupt in that game. So it's like, I don't know, is the fact that I, like, wanted to be a good cop reason enough that I got demoted? I genuinely don't know. This triangle is terrible. I'm just restarting this because I can't focus on it. So they do, like, a lot of damage. I can kind of get over this wall, huh? I'm gonna try something stupid. This Chinopio. And I'll go to roughly there. And I'll regret this in like 60 seconds, but... Okay. That doesn't actually work. There's like an unspoken law of this game that, like, even though you can put your cursor where you want, and you have, like, superhuman jumping ability, there's, like, some amount of physics where if your angle doesn't come down right, you just bump into that wall. It's just gonna restart again, that's fine. Well, like, yeah, I mean, technologically, L.A. Noire is great. And, like, there's stuff that I don't really give it credit for that it's, like, also good at. But, like, I can't help but, like, think of it kind of poorly because, like, the experience I had was, like, I was, like, all set to be, like, yeah, I'm, like, so good at, like, knowing when people are lying to me that, like, I'll figure this out. And, like, my experience was, like, I would just stare at, like, a loop of really confusing body animation and be like, I think he left the iron on? Like, I don't know what that means. It's a lot of splash damage, too. these things resist gauge breaks? I don't think I've successfully broken their gauge yet. Good grief. Well, I'll tell you what, this one's pretty hard. I mean, I feel as though I'm roughly finding myself where I started, in that position where I'm like, I can't even concentrate on what to do after finding myself in this spot. Finally broke a gauge. I mean, that's 3 letters. Like, I always appreciate a narratively focused game. It's like a really large percentage of the stuff that I like playing and streaming. For those who don't frequent my channel, since this is going up on my old collaborative YouTube channel, I gotta do the sales pitch every half hour or so. But yeah, like if you are into those types of games, I mean, there are some modern equivalents of LA Noire, of like ambitious things I'm excited about that ultimately frustrate me, like the Somnium Files games. A lot of potential there. Boy, particularly the sequel that came out last year, the story was like not it. And it being the thing I want it to be. This is just gonna be so bad. I might not be able to do this one right now. Because I'm not sure like what the thing is I'm supposed to do different. Okay. I mean, I wanted to try attack this turn. I obviously have to, because all of my health is basically at 0. Soundtrack and the plot. Yeah, soundtrack's great. I like the... I guess I can't quite say I like the world, because, like, you have that, like, really lousy partner, and for some reason, like, all the characters lean really hard into saying, like, inappropriate stuff that, like, would have been said at the time, but, like, it's just kind of a lot. Lark says, a streamer I follow finished Somnium Files 1 last night, and everyone's trying to talk her into playing Nirvana Initiative. What were her feelings after finishing Somnium Files 1, Castleard? Like, honestly, even though it makes no sense to me, I'm all but convinced that there will be a 3rd Somnium Files game. And you know I'm gonna play it if they do it. Got Somnium Files so long ago and still never played it. I mean, let me put it this way, Letters. Like, if you appreciate... I think you're maybe more forgiving of the types of flaws that kind of set me off with games. So, like, the things I didn't like about the first Somnium Files game, I'm not even sure you would care about. I think you would really appreciate the first one. And while I think it does have some objective flaws to it, I think the first game's overall pretty good. The second one, the story just becomes so unhinged it genuinely makes me mad. I mean, listen, Castlark, it is possible that this streamer would like Nirvana Initiative. There are people on, like, the Uchikoshi forums, by which I mostly mean, like, the Zero Escape subreddit is really mainly the one that I know anything about. But, like, I guess I checked, like, Steam reviews and stuff at a certain point, too. There are definitely people who, like, not only like Nirvana Initiative and don't acknowledge any flaws in it, but some people say it's better than the first one. And I'm like, I don't think I can have a conversation with you. I don't think we'll get along. I have a really hard time in this room, even if this works, which it, like, shouldn't. Yeah, the bodies even have, like, a lot of health. Like, I might have to come back to this one. I have no recollection of how many points I have for this triangle. I think I have at least one more point after I land, but I might be wrong. Wow, that went, like, pretty bad. That went, like, not good.
Roll for
Like, I didn't even kill one. Somehow I'm not dead yet. Which is also shocking in its own way. So maybe let's... I mean, there's no way I, like, win or survive this, but just for the sake of saying that we tried, why don't we have everyone cross over the wall and try to regroup and collect some bezel shards that are all in the corner where I started? I feel like that's probably the best I can do. So kill the one guy. Doesn't really matter what I do because they have like 1 billion hit points and 1,000 arms. Which's last reward? The middle one is the best zero escape. Agreed, letters. I know there are some criticisms of that one that I think are actually kind of valid. It's definitely the longest, and I think some people find it to be long to a detriment. And I get that there are things about the very end of that game that for some people are like really hit or miss, but like I love Virtue's Last Reward. It's one of my absolute favorite games. And you know, to be fair to Nirvana Initiative, there are definitely some things that it improves over the first Somnium Files game, but as an overall package, I tend to find it disappointing. Like, just narratively, that game makes me very upset. And to explain why would definitely be a spoiler, so I won't go into it. But, like, if you ever want to check it out, that playthrough's all up on my YouTube channel. What alert did I miss that I definitely missed? Oh, thank you, Sparkling Unicorn. I got guns on the brain because I'm playing Resonance of Fate. But Sparkling Unicorn, thank you for the follow. I hope you appreciate all the narwhal motifs. The unicorn of the sea. This year I really want to find like an artist capable of helping me do art for the electric narwhal submarine. I'd like to have like a Twitch banner of it. I have no idea how to find like a cartoon steampunk artist open to commissions. That's why he says, I hate watching Nirvana Initiative streams for a while before realizing life was too short. You know what? I've been there. I kind of did that with Inscription to an extent. Like, don't get me wrong, Inscription's a good game. I kind of hated the ending. Not to the extent that I hate Nirvana Initiative's ending. Oh man, when we land, we're gonna be in critical condition. We gotta watch that. Wait for it. It's just so rare that you get to see that timeout that way. I didn't even have to restart because I died. That's pretty impressive. Let's try this like one more time, but I like literally don't know what to do here. No, you know what? Maybe I do know what to do. What's the best way to do this? Nope, not the right button. I don't know why. I'm just trying to, like, do too many things cycling through the target. Oh, wait. Hey, look! I managed to stop time with, like, a missile shell about to hit me. Lol. I think most people agree that Act 1 is the best of Inscription. Yeah, I think that's the general consensus. But it's funny, too, because, like, I totally respect and appreciate what it was doing by, like, changing things up in the acts. Like, it's not that I disliked that. I know that there are some people who, like, straight up didn't like that. I mean, for me, my biggest complaints were, like, I kind of felt like the third act was too long for what it was. And then, like, I found the conclusion to the sort of main character story, like, really unsatisfying. I felt like a lot of the game had hinted that it was going to be this, like, big, shocking twist, and and because of my expectations, I was like, oh, like, that's not really what I wanted, I guess. But, like, yeah, I mean, I think Act 1 was maybe the most thought out. I enjoyed Act 2 almost as much, but then, like, it dropped off a lot for me from there. So I'm gonna run and gun and not get exploded, because I definitely timed that on purpose. There's like whole, like, entire skill tiers in this game that I have, like, yet to even fathom. right. I guess I technically moved with Zephyr, huh? So here's what I guess I have to do. Try to break this guy's gauge in an extremely short amount of time, and then immediately cross again with Vacheron. Yeah, that should be correct. This won't work. Yeah, that hurts. That could have gone worse. So we're gonna do this, and I want you to go to, like, roughly the halfway point? No, I want you a little closer. I want, like, a good triangle. The new plan is to have to lure them down here, because they're pretty aggressive, and going to them just sucks. They just gang up on you crazy fast. Hi, Arcadius. Welcome. How's everyone doing tonight? You know, the usual. For some reason, depressed again. It's not for some reason. Hey, remind me at the end, and I'll tell you the story of the most recent trigger. And maybe it'll give you some insight to why depression is so stupid. But yeah, we're definitely fighting some real boys right now. These Chinopios, all of them got their wish granted by the oil fairy. I don't know, it's very steampunky here. So we're gonna try and break this guy's gauge. Which probably won't work because they seem to resist gauge breaks, which is like a thing I don't think of as being possible. And then I don't think it really matters who I target. I mean, Leon has the most health, so this is relatively fine. Just can never... I mean, this one's basically fully armored up. I get that the scratch damage isn't going to hit the body there, but, like, I'm still a little mad about it. Can't stop, won't stop. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Get up so I can try attack you, goon. Yeah, so I lost a lot of bezels there. I mean, like, I'm probably gonna shoot all the parts off this Chinopio, but, like... what's the correct direction of this? I don't think they actually can stop me from, like, running and jumping around them. But still, I have some concerns. I think we should run this way. And honestly, we should probably start with Leanne, if I can remember to change control in time. The strong weak decennial. It is, apparently. We ran them with the numbers. The math checks out. But yeah, honestly, I was, like, really hard on Inscription when I finished it. Because I just got really frustrated with the third act, and then found the end. It's like, the things I didn't like were right at the end, and so it just, like, left me with this bad impression of it. But it is a good game. I never got around to trying Casey's mod, but I've seen a little bit of it played, and, like, yeah, I mean, it does what I think most people wanted it to do. It's a good addition to the game. Taps into the fact that most people, I think, agree that the first part of the game was best. It's clever. I respect and appreciate it. Got a couple bezels back from that. How far did you get in Casey's mod, Letters? Does it have some sort of logical end? Does it have, like, ascension tiers, like Slay the Spire or something like that? Oh, there's new content? I don't think I was aware of that. But it might explain why I relatively recently saw someone I follow on YouTube get into it. I'm like, it's kind of weird. A little after the fact. These things have so much health. Is anyone seeing this? Good grief. Give me your front hat. Oh. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. Good lord. I mean, I literally didn't even kill one. I spent, like, a whole, like, 4 or 5 point try attack that I had to work really hard to set up, and it, like, still didn't kill one of them. I don't think I can do this right now. I think I am too low a level for this. Even though it doesn't look like I am. They just, like, their stats are really high for what they are. I mean, I'll play this one out, but then I think I'm gonna reload. Well, the nice thing about the awkward nature of streaming Strong Week, Neko, is that if you want to make a Strong Week cake, you have several days to do it. Because technically, Strong Week starts tomorrow. Optional challenges after you beat the top Ascension for Casey's mod. You haven't been able to beat it with all the challenges on. Because you have to be very skilled and lucky. That sounds like good, though. Because, like... Ascension is, like, very much created in such a way that you're kind of supposed to, like, cheese it and do something, like, completely busted and make the game, like, unlosable for yourself. So, like, even if that level of difficulty isn't for everyone, I feel like that's an appropriate final challenge, you know? I should check that out, Letters. I am interested in that. I haven't checked out your YouTube channel enough. Hey, anyone watching this? Letters J is an excellent streamer who also has a YouTube channel where she posts her VODs like I do. You can check me out at the Vasco de Gamer channel on YouTube, and I believe yours is just Letters J as well, right, Letters? Yeah, Letters J. Yeah, listen, so here's the thing, Demolition. You tell me what the bot needs to do, and I'll eventually make it happen. I'm not smart enough to know what the bot needs to do. It's a very reasonable expectation that a streamer command is on here, but I am kind of a moron. So you tell me what it is when I'm not focused on losing to a bunch of sentient dolls, and eventually I'll set it up. We got there on the Discord command after like 3 years. Yeah, I know you haven't been live recently, Letters. I'm sorry that it's been such a rough go. But it's good to hear from you. I'm glad your things are at least improving, and I am super gonna die here. I'm just gonna target this guy and try to kill him and fail, and then move on with my life and find a different square to battle. Although, frankly, the ones on the lower levels should probably be harder than this, so we might just spend the rest of the stream trying to fight these dolls. Okay. I mean, like, super dead, right? This looks terrible. I mean, like, what happened here? There's just, like, no hope. Oh, did I only have one bezel? I paid attention to how many, like, shards I had left, but not the more important fact that I only had one bezel, and thus when I land, I will enter critical condition. So let's just load and see if we can find a more different thing to do. Because I genuinely just think I'm not a high enough level to do the sufficient damage to take those guys out. Like, whoa, woof, yikes. Do me a favor, Demolition. Copy basically that same thing and put it in, like, the feedback channel on the Discord. Or, like, message me directly. If you put it in chat... The problem is, if you put it in chat now, then when I finish this stream, I'm gonna edit the stream, and then try to make sure I upload the stream, and then try to get some exercise in before going to bed too late, and I will definitely have forgotten what you just told me before I finish completing that series of tasks. So, left or right? Chat, left or right? First one gets it. Left. I have no idea if they both have boss squares or if they're equally difficult. I don't pay attention to these things. I've played this game for a decade, more than a decade, because we had played this game mostly to completion before streaming it.
A waste of time.
Right is always right.
Could handle this.
You only live once.
I, for one, subscribe to the Tails Never Fails method of flipping coins, but it's harder to apply that to choosing directions, in theory. There are some who say that heads always wins, but I maintain that tails never fails. Well, apparently I hexed this whole rudely shaped miniature map Full Metal Gear? Honestly, this looks pretty tough. Is this a chance to gauge whether I should continue this errand? You could try. Yeah, I should try something. Will he move a little bit closer if I, like, go all the way to the back wall? No? Okay. I think it's still better for me because I get, like, more of a run-up. He's just sitting there. Oh, he has, like, way less HP than those other things. He's a higher level, but, like, he does not have infinite HP like Chinopio. So, chat, like, I'm familiar with, you know, the story of Pinocchio, at least roughly speaking. Can you remind me what the difference between the fable of Pinocchio and Chinopio is? Like, what's the difference there? What's the important takeaway that distinguishes them from one another? Can I shoot this thing apart? I probably can't, but I'm gonna try. That's what I'm saying, Haggis. Full Metal Gear! Sometimes you could just throw a kitchen-style seat cushion on an exercise bike. Oh yeah, that's response to demolition. Yeah, you know, I haven't used it in a while, but like for a while I was having back trouble while streaming, and so I was using just like a stray pillow, and it helped a lot. Lately, I'm pretty sure I've been like sleeping in such a way that I am like tensing the muscles in my left arm, and it's absolutely maddening. I'm really trying to figure out how to not do that anymore. It is not going well. Pinocchio was raised by a tree and wanted nothing more than to become an automaton. There is something fascinating about that story, Haggis. Of course, when I think automaton, I think of the Siberia game series. And I do... Oh, I was gonna shoot this guy apart, and then I just, like, didn't do it at all. I really do need to put that... I gotta, like, make a poll on the Discord for, like, what we play when Strong Week ends. Oh, I'm electrocuted now? That's, like, bad news. Am I clear of the wall? Can I become clear of the wall? Arguably no, but I think this is the thing I'm going to try to do. Okay, that guy's like no HP because he's level like 30. Yes. I sort of know what I'm doing. This isn't even... This is just like a random encounter. I'm just sort of testing to make sure I can proceed in this area because I've, struggled so much with those stupid Chinopios. Bang. Exactly what I wanted. Like, one shot. Now... something like this. This is, like, fairly unnecessary level of commitment. Oh, Del Toro's Pinocchio. Disney's new cash grab Pinocchio. That's like a real thing that's happening, isn't it? Like live action weird Pinocchio. I know that there was some video game that got like demoed a while ago that they're like, it's basically Pinocchio, but with like murder in it. And I'm like, what's the target audience? Like, was there some subset of the internet that was like, oh, I love Pinocchio, but if I'm being honest, there's one thing it lacks. Playable video game murder. Feel that way about the Grinch and Pooh slasher. Did they do a Grinch one too? I knew about the Winnie the Pooh one, and it looks horrible. I mean, I'm obviously a fan of Winnie the Pooh. I have like 30 Winnie the Pooh plush gross exaggeration, but point notwithstanding. But like, even so, like, I like to think that I am reasonably interested in a well thought out adaptation, even if it's maybe not necessarily my thing. And like, boy, did it just look awful.
I'm not much for running.
There's a Del Toro, a true Pinocchio story, and the live action Disney in 1 year. Oof. How does that happen? I mean, I know it's been asked and answered like 1,000 times, but like, how do you end up with Armageddon and Deep Impact? And how do you end up with Ants and A Bug's Life? And how do you end up with 3 Pinocchio movies in 1 year? You watched the Del Toro one today, Letters? I actually added something interesting. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, I'm generally willing to, like, hear out an adaptation if it doesn't look horrible. But then again, like, also, I'm, like, not as married to the concept of Pinocchio as I am, like, Winnie the Pooh, so... So we got... Oh my god. Oh, I almost definitely can't do this. Are you seeing this? I struggled with a room that was, like, 4 R-Commandos, and now it's, like, 3 R-Commandos and 2 Bolt Yetis. And, like, the Bolt Yetis are basically my level. Like, oh my god. Who's ready to watch me die? This is gonna be a disaster. Guess I should move a little bit. Something like that. Alright, that's a good start. He threw that grenade so hard he fell off the platform. Oh, jeez. I have to physics really carefully here. So, like, I want to land really close to the platform, but, like, that's not gonna work. So I have to, like... I just don't think this is gonna work at all. I mean, I can probably kill this guy and then maybe gauge break the other one if the auto-targeting is, like, valid. Which, you think it's because it's free marketing? That seems like a really terrible idea, though. Sophisticated says, my understanding is studios reject a screenplay and then copy it. That sounds more plausible to me, but still kind of seems like a bad idea. I mean, like, they have to realize that historically, like, only one of them is ever remembered well, and then the other one is, like, dunked on forever. It just seems like a huge gamble if, like, you're not gonna, like, really try to make yours the best version of itself possible. This is not going to work. I appear to have landed on the platform, like, halfway through the jump. Ow. Alright, well... Oh, no. Oh, no. Is that what we're doing? Alright, here's the plan. I'm going to try to do this, which should fail, and I should land on the platform. And the question is, will Zephyr be able to cross the line that I've created there? Oof. No gauge break either. Thick triangle, bro. Oh, hang on. Am I able to switch between all of them for this? This is so bad. I, like, can't even explain to you how bad this triangle is. I mean, it's essentially a straight line. I think that's literally the best I could do, and it's horrible. Got that point, though. Oh, good grief. Hey, apropos of nothing, I can't tell you how happy it makes me. Like, it may not be a good localization or direct translation, but I recently watched through the seasons of the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure anime that are available on Netflix. And for the most part, I like that show, although it increasingly becomes the case that, like, I feel like it loses track of what it's doing about halfway through the season, and then the episodes are really hit or miss from there. But I love that, like, one of the main characters has the catchphrase that just translates, at least in the subtitles, to good grief. And he's, like, this incredibly scary, intense character, and he just mutters, like, ugh, good grief. Makes me super, super happy. It's true, it probably wouldn't be a valid strong week without me, like, begging the question, is this a triangle or is it a line? It says, Ants of Bug's Life were a special case because Pixar was working on the idea for Bug's Life. Some guy had a falling out, left the company. So that's... yeah, that's kind of along the lines of what Sophisticated said. Top tier petty to fast track Ants to make sure it came out first. Yeah, there was a lot of problems there. I mean, it's interesting how that... I mean, like, certainly I think that Bug's Life was the more successful of the two. Certainly, like, long-term, but I imagine it would have been the case at the time as well. But it's, like, interesting in that, like, just by nature of how much Pixar improved in, like, the years, like, pretty closely following Bug's Life, that, like, even Bug's Life isn't remembered especially fondly among Pixar movies. I don't think most people think it's bad, but, like, I think a lot of people, like, kind of forget it exists, you know? I'm gonna try and break this guy's gauge. With this extremely short line. Aha! Get dumpstered, Thunder Yeti! What am I doing? Okay, hold on. Yeah, let's have her go to, like, basically the wall. And try to stun probably the guy in the front, because that might stop both of them from climbing the thing. And then... Zephyr crosses? Yeah, I think Zephyr crosses. And then maybe we cross or cross back or something. I think I said that's actually why Shakespeare's actors got scripts that only had their lines and the ones directly preceding them. I don't know if that's literally true. I could certainly imagine that being a factor, but I have to assume that, like, for the time period, like, literacy not being, like, a tremendously common trait, like, there's some consideration to just, like, not complicating the lives of the actors. But, like, I don't know, maybe I'm reading too much into my understanding of historical context, which is negligible at best. As many of you probably know by now, history and geography are absolutely my worst subjects. And I will prove it time and again while occasionally trying not to do that. Can you hit me from there? No? I think no. I honestly can't tell. Yeah, I need to be, like, on this side of the corner. All of these actions are almost reprehensibly ineffectual, but I promise there's a purpose to this. I'm trying to set up what I guess will be a 7-point super long triangle that will clear these guys out. It's a miracle to me that I haven't died yet, but I've gotten really lucky by first fully scratch damaging that first Yeti on the first attack with Zephyr, and then, like, secondly, having the other Yeti, like, fail to attack twice. Like, all of that worked very heavily in my favor. This should be a fine point to go to, even though this attack itself will do basically nothing. Oh man. I'd be really embarrassed for this Yeti if I didn't, like, actively want him to be extremely dead. Got your hat, idiot. Something I should, like, say at the start of every Strong Week stream is, like, hey, if you have questions, ask them at any time. And then I imagine that even if people ask the questions, they will still not understand any better at the end of the day. So apparently, for some reason, I thought that I was going to be able to go with Vacheron now, which I can't. So I think I have to go with Leanne and then go with Leanne again and hope no one dies. I think I can get away with that. I am a little concerned that the Yeti will be in position to finally, like, electrify someone, but I might be kind of close to winning, or just petering out and dying. Seems to be some fighting going on, shrug. See, the great thing about this, Letters, and we were talking about this yesterday because I was streaming this game then as well, is that, like, there are some people who would watch this game and, like, have just, like, cognitive dissonance of, like, I play video games and I don't understand what's going on and it's stressing me out. And then there's the other people who just see the gameplay and they're like, oh, look, there's, like, cool running and jumping and action. And I think that is the best way to indoctrinate someone to playing this game, is just be like, it looks cool, right? Rats in a trap. Hold on. Hold, please. Alright, so this time, we're gonna try and stun the Yeti, and honestly, we should be able to do that. I wanna do this... something like that, probably. I think that minimizes the risk of people tripping over each other to some extent, considering how close we are together. Again, I thought this was going to play out a little bit differently. Misread that somehow. But I also think that this is far enough that it will accomplish my goals. Ready, go. Be stunned. Okay, great. We should be fine. Whether we win from here, unclear. So I think we take out the Yeti first, because we could probably take on 3 of these guys by themselves if we don't have the risk of, like, the status condition. Electricity's really bad, especially when it hits Zephyr. I mean, we start with Zephyr for multiple reasons. We want him to recover health, and all bullets have lifelink, as we know. As we all know. But, like, also I just need to do scratch damage to kill this thing, and so he should start. Until you find out about the soul crystals. They're not soul crystals. They're not some sci-fi nonsense. They're just quartz with a mystical attachment in an almost astrological fashion to every person born on this flying clock-based city. Obviously, it's based in hard science, Haggis. Oh, that reminds me of the thing I wanted to talk about. Is, like, so, you know, when I was setting up, I had, like, just the title screen sort of going, and it, like, triggers, like, one of a handful of cutscenes. If you, like, leave it unattended for long enough. There are, like, 2 cutscenes that are, like, essential to understanding the plot that don't take place during the game, but, like, are triggered from the start screen. Which is, like, one of the weirdest things I can imagine doing, making a narrative game that has cutscenes in it. Like, I don't understand the impulse to do such a thing. Like, one of them is, like, there's kind of, like, 2 main factions in this game. There's, like, the Hunters, who are your hero characters, and then there's, like, all the, like, wealthy elites of the world, who some of them are well-meaning, and some of them are, to some extent, villainous, and they're generally referred to as the Cardinals. And, like, at the start of the events of the game, like, one of the Cardinals gets put in charge of the whole Sky-Town and is let in on the fact that the god of their religion is a big clock. They worship it like a god, and it's, like, literally a clock that just, like, uses the quartz to determine when it's people's time to die. And no one seems to understand how or why it does that, so that's how it kind of got, like, a mystical connotation. Not sure who built the thing, or how, but, like, that revelation, that really important revelation about the motivation of the game's arguably main antagonist, doesn't take place during the game. It takes place in a cutscene that you will only see if you sit on the loading screen and don't press start. Welcome to Resonance of Fate. have no concept of how far I am in this tri-attack. I'm just gonna keep shooting guns at people and hope some of them fall down. Expected that to do more damage. This game is more important. Is focused on more important things like big bazongas and bisexuality. The best part is, like, that's not even like a lie. It's presented as a joke, but that's just literally true. That's just straight up an actual fact about Resonance of Fate. So we did some damage there. Oh, did we ultimately kill that guy? That actually went a little better than I thought it was gonna go. I think I'm more concerned about... No, I'm not particularly concerned about either one. I'll shoot the close one. I feel like we need to add one more there, Haggis. I think, like, Bazongas, bisexuality, and bazookas are, like, the 3 important Bs that this game chooses to focus on. Correct me if there's, like, a more important one or, like, a 4th one or something that I'm neglecting to think of while attempting to murder these guys with guns. I should probably hit this guy. He's got them gauge breaks. What did he just call me? Look at them ineffectually chase me around the arena while I can, like, jump and fly and triangle and whatnot. Butterfly face paint. I don't know, I feel like Bazooka sort of encompasses the guns, which do feel to me like an important element of the world. Your mileage may vary. Honestly, like, can I just have her cross back? Like, it doesn't look especially good, but it's, like, pretty good. Actually, I could even then have... Like, I basically just, like, reverse my actions and have, like, Zephyr cross back and it should be fine. Gotta have barrels. That's it. Barrels. It's barrels, not bazookas. Someone should ask, Vasco, how difficult was this game to first learn when you initially played? Well, it's kind of a difficult question in the sense that, like... That's certainly a case where I feel like your mileage will vary. But, like, for me, it was, like, gosh dang impossible. Because, like, Tech and I got through, like, multiple chapters of this game not using tri-attacks. Which, like, basically means, like, not playing the game correctly at all. So, like, it was pretty hard because I didn't figure it out for, like, an entire, like, half playthrough of the game. Like, it's kind of a I don't know if you know this, Demolition, as someone who hasn't played this game and doesn't, like, have much personal experience with it. It's kind of an inscrutable video game system to learn. And, like, whatever in-game instructions exist were, like, translated from Japanese and also have to convey this completely baffling set of video game constructs. And when you pile those two things on top of each other, you get some instructions that kind of vaguely imply that you should use hero actions, and good luck. BFF. There are a lot of B's in this game, huh? I would say that this game is brought to you by the letter B. I think that's fair to say. I have to go this way if I want this to do the thing I want, although it mostly doesn't matter. I'm gonna say that's enough? It's probably not. No, it was. That was actually enough. It was, like, barely enough. I somehow calculated perfectly while not knowing what I was doing and also being an idiot. It's the Vasco da Gamer way. Alright. This was easier than
I
Shinopio.
look at an enemy and all I see is a wad of cash. Thank you.
Box opening gestures. I feel like that's nuanced enough that it doesn't have to make the main list. The BFF is kind of right on the line, but I feel like it's fair. Guess as I remember Kohei's first playthrough, he somehow got through it not using hero actions. I mean, I'll say this. Because we weren't using tri-attacks, Tech and I had to use hero actions very sparingly. And even at that, it took us probably like 3 chapters or something to start using them at all. Just not playing the game correctly is arguably avoiding the main conceit of the game. Like playing GTA as a pacifist. I sort of see your comparison there, Haggis. That's kind of... I mean, like, I feel like there's a distinction in that I feel like in order to play Grand Theft Auto attempting to be a pacifist, you kind of, like, willfully have to ignore what it's doing. Whereas in this game, you have to, like, write a dissertation before you understand the basic mechanics of the game to, like... What's between, like, novice and expert? Is there some rank that's, like, between the two?
Almost had him.
I got distracted by something weird in real life. Adept. Yeah, adept sounds fine. Like, you can become adept at this game without the aforementioned, dissertation. But, like, in order to play at even my level, I'm not even going to say I'm that good. I think I'm probably better than the average player by a good amount. But, like, I don't know what that means in the context of this game. So let's save over the same one. And you level pretty slow when it's based... Even when it's based on damage, and the numbers are getting pretty big. So what is the current time? I guess we should go back to where we just were. And try to do the other square down there on 11. So hang on, what are we at? Is that 5? I think that's 5. We did... whatever was on the Pater level that wasn't super hard. We did the Mad Goliath trio. We did the 2 people in the similar room. We did that just now. I think we're at 5. And we're listing B's to try and... We're basically trying to name the episode is what we're doing. I don't know if you picked up on this, but we're trying to name the episode because Haggis suggested that, like, this game prioritizes Bazongas and bisexuality over the concept of, like, telling a story and including all of the relevant scenes in it, which is the thing I was ranting about before that all started. Because, like, there's at least one, like, absolutely plot-critical cutscene that basically doesn't appear in the game, which is just maddening. Like, I don't know how you do that.
Almost had him.
We almost had them, making no effort to shoot at them or run in their general direction.
You want me on offense or defense?
Leanne goes both ways. Good to know.
Hey, save it, why don't you?
There it is. There's one of the bees for you. Oh no, it's one of those, like, chap ladies. There's a leader for this? The leader doesn't seem like he could be that threatening. Is that real? Huh. Alright. I'll bite. I'll try and take out the leader. Haven't seen any Bazongas. All we have are raisins. I mean, I don't want to say that's true, but that is a relatively accurate thing to say in the context of this game, that doesn't have that plot critical cutscene, but does have one where one of these three characters complains that the female character does not have large enough breasts. So, yeah, thanks Japan and everyone involved. Now, I know that armor for female characters in video games often gets a bad rap in, like fantasy settings like World of Warcraft and things like that. I can't help but feel as though... Let me get a closer look at this. I can't help but feel as though, like, this is some pretty egregious stuff right here. What's happening here? Like, I mean, like, literally just a regular pair of pants would provide more, like, protection here. I mean, we're talking about guns, right? So, like, you'd need Kevlar pants for it to really make a difference. But, like, I just don't understand what benefit this is. Like, even if you're gonna compare this to, like, comical, like, rogue armor from, like, World of Warcraft, where it's, like, very bosomy and, like, not very protective or like very revealing and not protective in that way. Like just pants would be fine. I just feel like pants would be fine, you know? Scratch damage get on someone behind the leader? I mean, I know the answer is literally bullet focused, but like what gives? Okay. This isn't how I thought this was gonna go, so I'm probably gonna die. I'll give it a shot, though. There's still, like, a vague chance this could work out. They seem very confused as to where I am. I was kind of expecting them to come down the ramp and, like, come at me. And so I was kind of trying to position myself down here to do, like, a big triangle. Ooh, I, like, lined that up pretty bad, huh? Guess we'll just do it like this. This is probably fine. I want to hit Vacheron, which, like, isn't good for me, but I think I can deal with that. They're wearing brown shorts. I mean, like, they're basically wearing, like, a thong and some chaps. It's kind of what's going on. That didn't good. That didn't good. You know what? That might be fine. It probably won't be, but it might be. Now, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's what I want. Come back to start and then cross away. Yeah, this should be the correct direction. Trolling Zephyr, targeting leader. Let's go! Oh, they finally fell down. Got some gauge break in there. Passed out and are officially going to bed. Thanks for stopping by, for Twitch. It's good to see you. Hope you're doing well. I feel like, assuming that this actually kills the leader, which I'm still borderline on at this point in this hero action, I feel like this is another room where the trick is just to figure out where you can, like, line yourself up to, like, make a big attack without, like, getting killed repeatedly in the process. That's, like, the whole skill test here, which is kind of interesting. Keep working the triangles. Thanks, I'll do my best. Something like here. No, wait, like... Yeah, if I can go all the way to there, that should be fine. So if I go to, like, hereabouts, and then have Zephyr cross... Yeah, she's still got, like, half health. I think I should line up another, like, bigger triangle. So that is what I will do. I should go to here, then have Zephyr cross, then have Leanne cross, and then just keep repositioning as I see fit until it is time to shoot guns. I will try to stun the leader again. She seems resistant to it, but also did just like a whole leather chapload of damage to me a moment ago when she got one round off. So that's the goal. That's the plan. I mean, she has a comically large, like, anime gun. Okay, that's not good. That's actually fine. It's not good, though. Mostly just want, like, a straight line, but I maybe want to angle it. No, I think I mostly want a straight line. I'll angle it a little bit so I have a better line of sight on the leader, but I'm not sure how much that matters. Hey, Zephyr's really close to machine gun leveling up. That's cool. Nope. Nope. Yeah, let's restart. This should be doable, but, like, it'll be close, I think. I think I have the right idea. What do I need to do differently? Is it better for me to try and start building the triangle just over here on the ground first? Does that make some measurable positive difference? Oh, I'm targeting the wrong one. Boo. All lined up in such a way I thought I was targeting the leader. But I should have double-checked that. Hey, now I have an answer as to why one of them scratched. That isn't the leader. It's not a good answer, but I have it now. Don't mind taking a couple of shots there to try and clear the scratch damage, knowing that her gauge break resistance seems high. I don't know if it's literally true, but it's the impression I've gotten thus far. It seems like this might be better. Hard to say, but it could be. Now we will just try to break the gauge. It is forcing her to reposition to attack us. That alone is probably helpful. Oh, cool. I broke the gauge of the one standing next to her. I run Leanne back, and then have Vacheron cross, I think. Maybe I want... Yeah, maybe I want her, like, kind of far to the right. Maybe just, like, build the triangle in that corner, kind of where I started. Kind of makes sense to me. I don't know if that's right, but... feels like a thing I want to try. Okay, good, because he was going to move. I mean, I guess I just want him to go, like, as far as possible now. Well, let me check something, because I guess I can. Yeah, you can basically go to the back wall. Alright, that should be fine then. So if we have Ashron do this, maybe to, like, there. And a little further. I don't think it matters too much. I think it should be fine. So we have Ashron do this. Then I think I can have Zephyr cross. And then we'll have, like, a big triangle and 6 points? We've already gotten, like, more damage on her than I think we started with last time. And we've also managed to break her gauge, like, considerably more than on the previous attempt. I don't know if that's luck or if we were getting unlucky last time or some weird intermediate combination of things. I think I actually want to go one more time. As Daft Punk foretold. And yeah, just like widen the triangle a little bit and get another resonance point. Because like last time, I think we had a 7-point triangle and like we got her to like half health. She has so much health. I think we're in a better position, like literally from like a actual physical positioning standpoint, where she's closer to the middle, so it should be easier to charge shots against her. But I think I'm still going to be better off if I widen the triangle a little bit. It's also going to, like, have her start with, like, a bunch of scratch damage before we triangle, which I think will help. So, let's have... so 7 points. Hold on. I have to figure out where I want Zephyr to go. So, like, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then either this way or coming towards the camera. I would like for him to end coming towards the camera, because that'll put him closest to the leader. That should be right. But I'm going to start with Vacheron to clear the scratch damage that's already on her, so that hopefully by the end of this, even if we don't kill her, she'll be basically in her own version of critical condition. Eat dirt. Tasty dirt. Eat it, Joes. Try our zesty ranch dirt. So I double pressed that button in a way that made that kind of comical. Yeah, I do think, like, literally just her being sort of in between all three of us is making this more effective than last time. But it definitely does not hurt that... Oh, nice. Level up. That we had built up scratch damage on her, like, right before the attack, which wasn't really intentional, which is kind of how things happen to work out. Is this not even the end of the try attack? I still have everyone. Well, in fairness, that was a pretty tough leader assault, but I think we're focusing on the leader rather than taking out the other enemies. You just have to be really careful about your positioning. Alright, so that's 12 cleared out. Can someone remind me what our count is? I think that was 6. Is that right? 6 bosses we've beaten? Wiggle, 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 wiggle. No time for another. I mean, we could try one. The question is, who's gonna train me? No, that's a different question. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna do Chinopio, because I just, like, literally don't think I can, and I feel like that'll be, like, a really annoying way to end the stream. So I guess I'm gonna see if I go down the other level, if I can find something else going on the right path, since we cleared out the left. It's just a really rude way to shape the 11th floor of this Sky-Town.
It's not too late to run. lucky
It's
for you,
not. It isn't too late to run. I'm running right now. I'm already halfway there. Halfway there. Halfway there. Alright. Save. Over. File 6. And going this way. It says, I've decided to stop playing the Dude game. It's fun, but the rate of adding things outside of the recent balance patch is a bit too slow. 17 hours isn't helping. 17 hours is what? The playtime you've invested, or what? I guess that's the square.
Get too crazy, okay?
Oh, 100. Oh, 100. It's blended with the hours there. 171. That's like a few hours.
I'm not much for running.
Honestly, I have no concept of how many hours I've played this game. It's been on 2 platforms and like multiple console save files. Wonder how long I have played Resonance of Fate. Really like to take a closer look at this character. So that whole thing is a hat. Okay. I mean, like, this right here. This right here is some proper gender discrimination. Do you see this man's whole butt? Because I don't. That last fight, sure saw that lady butt. Feel like might be something at play there. I don't know. Just maybe not all things created equal. I think I want to be up top. Don't know if that's true. Feel like it's true. I only want to get to, like, this corner. Never quite be satisfied with... There it is. That's the one. What level? 76? Andy's a fencer? Feel like that's not going to go good for me. Oh, well, he's fully scratched. That's a good start. Hey, I tell you what, these boss fights are a lot easier if you can scratch damage full, like, a whole enemy when you start them. Which, like, obviously isn't a particularly useful insight, but I think there is some legitimacy to considering that in the sense that, like, if you're struggling with these, wait until you're a higher machine gun level, and then you at least have a chance of that happening. Why are the fencers using guns? Oh, they're not all fencers. I assumed they were. That is my bad. I apologize for overgeneralizing. Sniper, guard, sniper. Oh, so only the one that I killed was the fencer. That's actually pretty good, because being up top, my concern is that the guys up there are going to, like, melee attack me and do a lot of damage. It's like a level 78 or whatever that guy was. But these guys appear to be a lower level and are shooting at range, which, like, sounds like it should be worse, but, like, probably also means that their damage output isn't quite as bad. I'm, like, really close friends with Zephyr for a minute. And I don't know, like, shoot this guy? Probably actually don't, like, actively don't want to shoot this guy. That's fine. Alright, I'm not targeting anyone at this point. So we will cross over here, cross with Vacheron, and then figure out who needs to move probably Vacheron and where, slightly unknown at this juncture. We will target the man I will be standing next to. Gosh. I don't know, my voice is being rough at this point in the day. I'm not even trying to do an Australian accent really badly. Sure is recovering that health pretty fast, huh? Actually, you know what? I can actually afford to drop beneath the line here, get a little more time to shoot this guy, and then cross back to wherever I need to be with Vacheron. I think that's what I want to do.
I can reach your every. You want some of this? I simply.
You know, I'm actually almost at a point. Oh. I thought Vashon was going again. How do I keep doing that? I was really pretty sure of that. What does that mean for me? Honestly, I think it means I'm just gonna make her move down and then make both of them move back up. Just reverse both of those moves and have like 8 resonance points or whatever that ends up entailing. 7, I guess? Cross. No. Cross. 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 Yeah, 8. I mean, I can tell you that in this playthrough, we're already at over like 50 hours, and that is just me doing Strong Week for the past 2 years and this year so far. I'm pretty sure. And I think we must have had like 70 or 80 hours on our like first finished YouTube playthrough, so like I've vlogged some hours. And many other playthroughs. This guy's kind of close. Target him. Hey, nice. Wait. Oh, okay, it was the shotgun guy. Alright. It's like, who shot Vashon? It was just like, it was more focused on the shotgun guy in that last attack than his target, so he's the one who shot Vashon from above. He's the only one who's, like, really doing threatening damage, so I feel like he's gonna be the guy that I want to target when I get back up there. I feel like this... Something like this. Try to break his gauge. Probably not succeed at that? Nah, maybe. I feel like I don't see these enemies almost ever. This is the thing you just said about a thing of beauty? Actually gonna double check this. I wanna make sure I don't clip the ramp, but like give... It's a little narrow, but I think that is a safe thing to do. Let's try to break this guy's gauge. And then triangle. Got a few points. Oh good, you should definitely focus on Leanne, the only one in no danger of dying to your immediate attack. So... Are the snipers the ones using the shotgun? It doesn't really matter, does it? This guy has like a straight up shield. I honestly don't think direction or anything really matters that much. Now, let's target the highest level guy. That's the thing to do. Katie says, it's understandable that you would think it's Vashon's turn. It is almost always his turn. That is both a deep cut and entirely accurate. Much appreciated. Also says, I haven't played much Residence of Fate after the 300 hours I spent in it. I mean, I get it. I'm not sure that I would if it weren't for the existence of Strong Week, even though it is an incredible game. This guy's got a lot of hit points. Also, like, a really big shield that I assume, like, literally factored in there. Stun shot's kind of cool. Not super important, but, like, we're whittling down the shield. I think at this point, even if we just kill this one guy, I'm, like, reasonably happy with this hero action. We are kind of, like, close together, which limits its duration. I got rid of his shield mostly. Kind of mostly got rid of the shield. I shoot him apart from here. No. Oh, yes. Apparently, yes. I want to say this is the end of the triangle. I frankly am not paying nearly enough attention to actually know whether that's true or not. Nope. That was weird the way that worked out, but I will take it. Ever got like 2 turns after everyone else finished? I don't know what I did to cause that. Huh. Kinda tempted to have Leanne throw a grenade here. It's probably not optimal, but I don't actually think it's bad. Honestly, I have like 48 smash grenades. I could probably use one of these. Breaking his gauge, like, makes that play seem better. Yeah, I think I just want to stand like 4 feet away from Vacheron and then have... Yeah, I can work this. It's gonna look really stupid, but I think it's what I want. I have to try and remember to, like, not use grenades in a minute.
Encouragement every now and then.
That worked mostly as intended. Let's charge this up and try and get that sweet gauge break. Cool. So, the way that this works is... I move you to, like, here, and then, like, have Vacheron cross to the edge, and then cross again. And that should be right. That should be right, I think. So we'll target the guy who's close to everyone. That seems to make the most sense. Like I would expect the sniper enemy type to be doing more damage. That's fine. Alright, removed all the scratch damage, refilled the hero gauge, not that we particularly need it. What is really damaged because these guys aren't actually all that threatening, surprisingly. Considering how high their level is, I'm kind of surprised that they don't seem to have more health and aren't doing, like, a lot more damage. I don't know if there's something about the way I'm moving around them that's keeping them from doing, like, a particularly good attack, but, like, I have not felt particularly threatened. This is mostly just maintaining the momentum to keep doing enough damage to eventually take them out. It's not that they don't have any health, but, like, those Chinopios, man, they're not messing around. Man, I knocked off his hat. Pretty big hat. I expected that to do a little more damage. Not a lot, mind you, but a little. Hey, remember that thing I was supposed to remember? I didn't. I mean, I wanted, like, a couple 100 points of grenade experience for sure. We both sustained some damage now. God, we're already up to, like, 7 resonance points again, because I'm going to cross here, and then I guess I get a triangle. I don't know if that's enough to take them both out. It should be pretty close, I think. Might as well try to stun the guy who isn't currently actively stunned, I guess. Let's see. Guess I want him to run this way, because he'll return to start, go one more point. So let's have the triangle go this way and have Zephyr start by attacking the lower health one. Come on. Yeah, now he's dead. To be fair, the Chinopios were mostly bazookas and chainsaws with legs. I mean, true. I'm not sure how that, like, explicitly alters how much they are or are not messing around. But I can verify from conclusive field study that they were not, in fact, messing around. There we go. Blessed be scratch damage full.
Class act start to finish.
That was the 7th, right? I think we got to 7. I honestly thought 5 or 6 was safe bet on that one. But let's go see. Actually, let's return to base. I remembered a game mechanic I don't normally use. You know, if I play this game for another, like, 10 years, I'm gonna actually, like, understand some of the stuff I pretend doesn't exist in this game. I wouldn't say that's particularly likely. I think I want to save over 3. Katie says, if I had to be just a head and legs, having a chainsaw for a head wouldn't be the worst. I mean, you could definitely do worse than a chainsaw for a head. We're up to 50.5 hours on this save in particular. Actually, let's do the classic safety save. Never trust the game to save. Literally, when I like turned the PS5 back on today, it was like, something's wrong with your cloud save. Is that okay? And I was like, what? I don't understand. And I think no, but I'm pretty sure I did it right locally, so like, please don't. Cool. Well, I feel like that was a pretty successful Red Hexasode. I mean, clearing 7, which... Why don't we go ahead and clear the prediction while we're at it. Finish prediction. Choose outcome. 7. Complete. I want to see the total on this. Tells me that, right? Who, like... 3.1 go to Snecko. 3.1 thousand. Channel points. That's like pretty good considering the usual volume of people here. Let us rest the console. Minimize the window I made big. Hate that. Oh. Am I suddenly dropping a lot of frames because I turned off my PS5? Hey, any part of the system, explain why that happened. Move this back over to here. Whatever, fine. It's like the least important time to care about dropping frames, I guess. Just kind of ridiculous is all. Thanks for joining for another installment of Strong Week. I imagine that we will try to start the next chapter next Friday, starting at 6 p.m. Pacific. That'll be chapter 15. Chapters are long enough at this point in the game that that might be the whole next weekend, but it's hard to say. But what is Zenith mode playthrough? I don't know, like 2 or 3 years from now, maybe? No, Zenith is like several games past New Game Plus, right, Arcadius? Is that a known bug, the weird cloud thing? I think I've had it before, but only like once or maybe twice. It's very concerning. I don't really know what causes it, but it's like not a thing you want them to mess around with for sure. So behind log. It's not log. It's concerned loaf. He's been perpendicular lately because he has been courteous enough to act as a shelf for little guys, little mans. It's like the 8th difficulty. That's like a lot. That's like a lot of difficulty. There's like 8 of them. But yeah, if you're new around here for some reason, you may not be familiar with what's going on, why people are just observing things on the couch behind me. The reason for this is that because somewhere on the couch behind me I've hidden a Squirtle. If you're able to locate that Squirtle, is an omen of good luck in the week to come, as it shares with you a profitable secret of some description. I encourage you to take a moment to consider where a Squirtle is hiding, keeping in mind that if you can plainly see a Squirtle, that one's not a secret. I do thank you all for joining for another installment of Strong Week in 2023. I hope that you feel that 4 streams worth of content, which is kind of a lot of hours, is a worthwhile return on your Resonance of Fate investment. Yeah, we eventually worked that out. It is the tenth anniversary of Strong Week. Oh, you're saying it's the 10th level difficulty Zenith? That makes sense. Zenith difficulty being 10 seems like a good metric number. Normal, hard, advanced, professional, masochist, extreme, beyond, legendary, ultimate, Zenith. Now, when you win on Zenith difficulty, do you just get to decide that everyone dies? Do you just become Zenith in like the final 11th level of difficulty, which isn't difficult at all? Because you play a Zenith and then just break quartz and everyone just like drops dead? Is that how that works? Is that how that goes? Let's see. Let's gather all these guesses, shall we? And then hopefully I have the time and the wherewithal to put up a post for what to play after this. I honestly also have to work out whether we're going to continue playing Murder by Numbers on the Vasco da Gamer channel, because we may not end up finishing that game after all on stream. It's just I think interest has dropped, and it's just, it feels like there's a lot left. I'm not sure I want to spend like another half a year on it. I enjoy the game. I don't think it's a bad game. It's just like I'm not sure it's like worth streaming that much. That's just like a lot of it. It would be appropriate. That's what I'm saying. Zenith tier have 500% more HP and damage. That sounds pretty miserable. Although, in my hypothetical world, there's some level of difficulty beyond Zenith. You beat Zenith, and then you become Zenith, and then you do the stupid thing I described earlier, in theory. Alright, so... Fine, Concerned Toast, Under, Drifloon... Donut Dragon, Wally. Any final guesses? I got some 100% Juice Apple, which unlike last year is not like mud colored for no particular reason. I mean, it does seem appropriate that if you beat Xena tier, you reach God tier, which is basically God mode, in which you just make all the enemies drop dead at your leisure. Or, at the very least, have a button that makes them say whichever catchphrase you want them to say. So, like, at all points during the playthrough, no matter what happens, Vacheron just responds to everything being like, good to know, in a lewd way, just every single time. I feel like someone could make that mod, or make some mod where everyone just says their most absurd line of dialogue. Anyway, let's go check out that Squirtle. Let's go find it. I guess we'll start with our friend. This is the loaf. Experience is concerned vicariously. It's sort of a cheeky guess in that there's kind of suggested to be multiple things there, but we got a donut cat. Unfortunately, not a Squirtle. But it's a cat that lives in a donut. I think that's pretty great. We also got Baby Yoda taking a nap, lying down under a narwhal of sorts. Neither of those, I'm afraid, are the Squirtle that we see. Guess behind Wally. There's nothing hiding back there. I'll demonstrate that under Wally and Eve was hanging out our stoic brown bear friend, propping them up with his tiny, strong bear arms. No Squirtle to be found there, alas. So I guess for Winnie the Pooh, our But a Santa-themed Winnie the Pooh is hanging out with his not quite as festive Eeyore counterpart. Again, alas, no Squirtle. But a couple guesses. Here we got Captain Drifloon, as I think Neko called him. He's wearing this crocheted pirate hat that Neko provided. Afraid that is where you'll find not a Squirtle, but a Ninja Turtle. Lastly, not leastly, a Valentine's Day themed donut dragon. Sparkly Tina, Celestina the dragon, was in fact hiding a secret Squirtle. So congratulations to JM Platts in chat, my mom, who guessed it. And Nega, I continue to feel, and I don't mean to accuse, I feel like the second guess violates the spirit of trying to locate the Squirtle. Because where do you draw the line then? Because then you could just guess everywhere. Or like Demolition will sometimes do, guess on the couch. But Squirtle located. Congratulations. Also, my tiny lobster friend. He's very good. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. We will be back on Friday, continuing Strong Week with Chapter 15. What is the name of Chapter 15? I think I still have this tab open. I've had this tab open for like years. Power Beyond Conception. We will start that chapter next week, I think. I guess we'll see how much time that takes. If it takes most but not all of next weekend, maybe on Saturday we'll fit in some arena time or something. You see the rage-filled octopus. Yeah, I haven't changed him from rage mode because it's been kind of a rage time. But I appreciate his presence, and also the fact that he sits comfortably on top of the couch, which not many friends do. Anyway, I appreciate everyone coming out and watching. I hope you've enjoyed another installment of Strong Week 2023. Is our 10th anniversary of the occasion, which is pretty absurd. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being you, and I hope to see you all again soon. Whether that is for one of our remaining Strong Week streams, or sometime in the distant future when we're playing something unknowable that can only be played by plugging your brain into some type of physical connection that doesn't even exist yet. I hope that in the interim, you have a safe and lovely time. Thanks, everyone. I will see you soon.